Welcome everybody to the 2015 United States Curling Nationals from Kalamazoo, Michigan at Wing Stadium. My name is Joe Calabrese. Alongside me is Phil Dropnick and our producer B.A. Brian Anderson. We've got a really good game scheduled this morning for our 8 o'clock draw. We've got Kim Wapola versus Erica Brown. Let's meet the teams.
Hi, I'm Kim Wapola of Team Wapola. My lead is Kelsey Ostrowski. Second is Jen Westhagen. Vice is Bridget Knowles. And our coach is Joey Erjavec.
Hi, I'm Erica Brown. I am the skip of Team Brown. My lead is Kendall Bain. My second is Rebecca Funk. And my third is Alex Carlson.
Well, Phil, it looks like these teams are already getting underway. A couple rocks have been thrown.
Yeah, they'll throw the first one in, and now Kim Wapola's throwing a hit. So it looks like they're going to hit out on the first end or start to hit to get fresh.
Yeah, Brown has the hammer here in the first end, playing the yellow stones, and Wapola's got red stones. First rocket gone in. Brown hit it. Wapola's hitting. It's going to probably be a wide open end here. Each team kind of feeling out the ice.
Yeah, they want to get the ice broken down and right away, get a feel for it. For Erica, it's not a bad thing. She wants to blank the first end if she can. She's not going to go ultra aggressive. She gets a chance for an easy deuce. She'll try to play for an easy deuce. If not, she'll take the hammer in the second end and probably go a little harder in the second end, likely.
Mm-hmm. If you're wondering what's going on with your screen, the Brown rink has some interesting uniforms with some vertical stripes that kind of warp every once in a while. It's a little optical illusion, but nothing wrong with your screen.
So Jennifer Westhagen is throwing second stones for the Wapola rink. We're already on the second stones.
And doesn't remove it from play, just moves it over a little bit. The Wapola rink, the Vice decided not to wear her mic, so we've got, I believe Jennifer has picked up the mic and is going to be wearing it.
6, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna be fresh out here. Watch it. 8. Clean it. Oh, we're there. Yeah, you're there. You're right. Good job, Becca. That a girl. Good judge, guys.
Looks like they split the rings. And
Here's the coat.
So they split the rings here, Phil.
Well, it's fine. I can't remember if you said
And now Wapola has to kind of hit and group that rock a little closer, but going to roll out instead.
yeah, she's looks like she's going to split the rings again. Erica's strategy that she utilized here helped her to get her set up an easy deuce. Doesn't have to go aggressive. Split the rings here. Keep those rocks as far as apart as possible so that the double isn't very difficult.
Right, not a lot of danger here, so long as they put rocks in the rings and maintain their shooters on every hit.
7.
You got to be a little careful when you're throwing these draws to the wing. It can be pretty quick going away from the center line at times, so something the thrower's got to be aware of, especially early in the game.
Normal.
Can get it to glide pretty quick on those sides going away from the center line. And
So this is Bridget Knowles. Already into Vice Rocks.
Line's good. Normal down.
Gonna swing around the sheets, let people know what the other games are. We got Nina Roth versus Kate Bird over here on sheet A. We've got Debbie McCormick versus Patty Lank on sheet B. That's going to be our look-in game. Going to pay close attention to that. We've mic'd up the players over there. Got Eileen Sormanen versus the Meachai rink over there on sheet D, and on sheet E, Moulton versus Christensen Anderson. I believe Sarah's still skipping that team over there.
So back on our sheet, it looks like Alex Carlson's trying to know his hit here. It's keep the rings split pretty even. On the last shot for Wapola, she had an opportunity to hit and roll over to maybe make a double opportunity, and got it overswept it a little bit and ended up nosing it and keeping her over on the side. So ideally here, if she could roll this one all the way across the rings into the back of the 8-foot, maybe make an opportunity for her to get a double.
Yep. Particularly want to change positions when you're in this situation, make the other team throw lines they hadn't before. Maybe you get lucky and Brown rolls out and you get a chance to kind of limit the damage.
Yep.
Looks like she's throwing normal weight at it.
Okay. Very nice.
She's going to get a roll.
Atta girl.
Oh, nicely done. Probably could have swept that even a little bit more.
Yeah, it was. They weren't really aggressive on that sweep. She
No,
could have pulled it all
not on
the
the
way
roll.
over.
Yep.
So Erica's going to try to actually hit and roll here, probably over to the corner of the 8-foot again. Unless if she noses it, she may be dead even, which would make the double difficult as well.
Whoa. Queen, brushes down. Yep. All the way.
Good point that Erica just said there's brushes down, meaning she wants them cleaning the rock the whole way down the sheet, and there's opportunity for picks, for hitting a fudge spot in the ice, so getting her sweepers used to cleaning the path, cleaning in front of the rock the entire way down the sheet.
Yeah, we did see a pick yesterday on a hit that wound up kind of costing a team. But, you know, really haven't seen a ton so far, but it's real important to keep those brushes down.
You know, it's a good point to start in the beginning of the game, because if you get in the habit in the beginning of the game, you're going to get in a habit at the end of the game, where it's even more important once the ice starts to wear down and the pebble starts to wear down.
Right.
So she's going to try to roll over again towards that yellow one, so she has a chance to get a double on her last, but she might be rolling out of the rings here if she's going to get a piece of it.
Miss it all together.
Ooh.
Boy, and just little inside and little light. Saw Schuster a couple times wind up a little inside in last night's game.
One thing I've noticed on some of the teams and some of the stones coming down from the bench is that if you slide a little different and you get the rock working, whether it's if you get it working out or if you get it working in, if you get it out, it hangs out there, and if you start it, it really goes.
Yeah.
So Erica, implementing a fairly easy strategy here in the first end, is now drawing to lie 3.
Yeah.
So if she's going to split the rings, so she's going to have one on the corner of the 12-foot, 4-foot, and then corner of the 12-foot if she can put this rock where she needs it.
Phil mentioned being on the coach's area. Phil coaches Team Brown.
Yes, coaching Craig Brown this year. So far, so good. They're off to a good start. 3-0 through 3 games. Okay, so she's split the rings. She has left opportunity for a possible double. Pretty tough, but she can hit and roll and make this make Erica have to make a difficult shot.
Right, got to try to hit this rock here in the 4-foot, try to roll it over in front of the one in the 8-foot. If they can sit on the corner of that, pretty good result.
Yeah, and even if she rolls a hair behind it, it's okay, because it makes Erica's a little more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many other options here in the first end, but she could try to throw a freeze, but it's the first end, and
that could bring 4 into play pretty quick.
Could bring 4 into play pretty quick, and although 3 in the first end is tough as well. So she's a little lighter than she wanted to be, but it's coming down, and
It's like a whole lot of nose.
yeah, nose maybe even roll towards the center. So Erica's going to have an open hit for 3.
Yep. Well,
open hit for 3 in the first end, and she will. Erica is 3-0.
I believe so. You could quickly check the standings.
Clean, clean. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so she's coming down. Looks like they're just cleaning, so that means she's right on the nose, and she's going to successfully get her 3 and take a 3-0 lead after 1 end.
Erica is 3-0. And scoreboard, we can throw that up there. Yeah. This is the standings as they are right now.
So Erica's 3-0, off to a good start. Christensen, Corey Christensen, our junior national team, is 2-1. Patty Lank is 2-1. Deb McCormick 2-1. Eileen Sormanen 2-1.
So a lot of groups there. Nobody's out of it just yet, but don't want to get any more losses, more than the 3 that the teams at the bottom have right now. Thanks to the generosity of the curling community, this webcasting is being brought to you free of charge. At this time, we want to extend a special message to Bill Peskoff of the Plainfield Curling Club and Russ Lemke of the Cape Cod Curling Club, who combined contributed more than half the funds needed to ensure that you're able to watch this championship. Thanks a lot. We're back into the second end here. Kendall Beam. Kendall and Alex have a history of playing together, but this team is sort of newly formed this year.
Yeah, Erica decided that she's going to get some young ladies on her team and form a new team. She did not put in for the high performance program because of the commitment that she's made in the last 3 years with her team, and when she was with her Olympic team, they played a lot. She took a lot of time away from home, so she wanted to play on her own. She chose to do that, and has had a fairly good season. And he's got Alex Carlson and Kendall both have played together, and Becca Funk came from the Christensen team. She was on the Corey Christensen team for the national team 2 years ago, and she was on the World University teams that went to Italy last year.
And so far this year, Erica is 4th in points on the women's side. As we are well aware, the points leader is the one who gets to go to Worlds, so it's this championship is worth a great deal of points.
No.
It certainly changes the way you play the game from August until February.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's points involved. There's events. Which events do you go to? Which events carry the most points? So there's a lot to think into going into building a season with the new format than there used to be.
Right, absolutely. And I think the participation out on the tour has definitely grown as a result of the points chase. A lot more teams kind of out, particularly on the men's side, I think, but the women's side too.
It was great to see the amount of teams that were traveling this year up to Canada, and getting the experience and getting to play against the top teams. There were teams everywhere, like you said, especially on the men's side. But on the women's side, Erica was up in Canada, played a number of events. Deb's team, Corey's team, Eileen's team, Nina's team, and Patty's team. So that's 6 women's teams that were up that played a good amount of events. So I think it's good for the game. It's good to get teams to play in top-level events.
It only improves our chances at the world stage to have teams out there with tons of experience playing the quality opponents that are out there.
Yeah, and it's grown. It's done some good things for our spiels in the States as well. I run our spiel in at Curl Masabi, which is the last event of the season that you can earn points to get your seed into nationals. So we've been kind of fortunate with that event that teams are happy to come there to this year. On the women's side, there was actually the race for the nationals at our event. So Patty, Erica, and Debbie, all three were in a race to see who could get the last spot, and Patty made the semifinals and ended up getting that last spot.
And that automatic berth here to nationals. And it meant that they didn't have to make one additional trip, which was nice.
Well, it's easy on the budget too,
Yeah.
which everyone's funding themselves if they're not in the program, and it helps if they can ease in on the budget, and also gives you another opportunity to have a practice weekend as a team, which is also valuable as well.
Now, Brian and I made the trip to Blaine for the U.S. Open of curling, which happened last month, which was a nice sort of warm-up for the teams that had to make the challenge round. A lot of the teams that could have had the opportunity maybe didn't participate, but I do think that that's an event that down the road is going to be real important as a preparation event. That the teams that John Benton was able to get from Canada to come down were just really quality teams, and you see that a lot of them made the Brier. So real good event for them, and gives us some quality competition late in the season.
Absolutely, the more events we can have like we had this year on the tour in the U.S., the better, because it gives all of our teams an opportunity to play against those top teams. So even in Duluth, they had the Japanese team, and they had some Canadians that came down. So we had 3 events where we had a good fields, and that U.S. Open's perfect timing for something like that.
So back to the feature game here. Brown with a 3-0 lead. No rocks out front, so Wapola's got to figure out a way to generate a deuce without any guards. Taps back a brown rock, keeps it in the back as sort of a catcher.
They sailed a couple of corner guards into the rings early in the end.
Yeah.
That didn't allow her to get a proper end set up to score a deuce, but on the pro side, she's doing the smart thing, and she's keeping rocks around and moving them behind the tee line, which those rocks can be catchers and can get a deuce that way as well.
And they're also good backing if you have to make a draw a lot of times.
Yeah, they can certainly help that too.
On fast ice, you sometimes need a little help like that, and something to catch a rock that maybe you let go a little too much rotation.
The ice has been quick this week. It's been really good. It's got lots of movement. It's quick, and it's starting. I think I've gotten a couple times upwards of 27 to 27 and a half on a couple of paths. So it's gliding nice. It's shot maker's ice.
We noticed a little bit on this intern side on C that there's some paths that just stay straighter than you would expect, but for the most part there's really good curl, at least from what we can tell.
Yeah, the sheets that we've played on so far have had good curl. Late last night it seemed to straighten out a bit, and I noticed that on the featured sheet as well. So you got to watch. It got a little colder in here last night, so when it gets colder out in the arena, the ice straightens out.
The weather here in Kalamazoo is still pretty brutal. It's single digits this morning. I think it might get up to 20 degrees today, but then the rest of the round robin, I don't think we're going to crack 20 the rest of the week. So it'll be a cold one out there.
It's well, there's a cold front pretty much across the upper U.S. Yep. So Jacksonville's looking really nice next year.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez. Had Joel Lamp up here from the city of Jacksonville earlier in the week, and he's promising that we'll be able to wear shorts in the booth. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I was talking to the stat guys, and they said he's promised them a hot tub. They can have while there. So
what about us?
Apparently they have a they have a hot tub or a suite level there, where out in that stadium where there's hot tubs and whatnot.
Nice.
Great shot there by Bridget Knowles. Corner froze. You know, it's still pretty, for Erica, throws it pretty hard. She's still going to be able to get it out of there if she hits about a third of a rock. But pretty good shot by Bridget.
Yeah.
I think we should just throw heel.
Okay.
Because I think it's going to come into that.
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to miss that?
No, I don't think you're going to. I'm trying to get.
I think you should try and miss it.
Do you think we can? Yeah, I think we can. I think we can just punch it out. I think we might tossle them, but I don't think they're going. Get it here?
Yeah. I mean, if
I don't hate even just like a 9. I mean, these rocks are moving. 8.5.
yeah, 8.5. I think you can hold it tight like there. Yeah.
I think we can. I mean, the hits outside in haven't been moving a whole lot. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
I like
Brian.
Erica's discussion there. And I actually agree with Erica. She wants to throw it a little bit harder. Can't hurt by throwing a little bit harder, and they feel that if they can avoid the back, back yellow rock that it's frozen onto, and just pick it straight through the hole, that'd be the best. If they happen to catch a little bit of it, the harder you throw it, the easier that red rock's going to go out.
Right. It could catch the backside of that and maybe spill. It's possible you could spill both those Yellowstones.
I think she can straight pick this right through the hole, Joe. That would be the
that'd be
the best
ideal.
shot she can do.
Close. Yep.
She's, she's definitely got the weight. It's curling up a little bit on her. She's got it on the nose and
Look at
through.
that. Right through. Nice shot.
Yeah.
Good sweeping. Kept that from crossing over too much.
And she threw it hard enough where even if she did catch the backside of the yellow one,
Yep.
it was still going to squirt all the way through the rings.
So now Wapola is going to have corner freeze on that stone. Try to still generate that 2.
Pretty much the same shot they just threw. They would like to get it a little bit more of that stone.
Right, yeah. With that above the tee line, it's going to be a little tricky, but it's possible if you put a stone sort of right there.
For those watching at home, the one thing you may notice this week when you're watching the webcast is these rocks seem to fly out of the rings, even when they're frozen on other stones. These rocks that we use here for nationals are very lively. You get a lot of action on them. You may not get the same action or may not be able to do the same thing when you're back at home at your club. These rocks and the houses are so quick that the rocks just fly out of the rings. Even if you got a perfect freeze, you can get it to fly out of the rings pretty easily.
This is looking pretty good, but maybe he's going to overcurl a bit of a little light. Just a couple feet light there. Line was terrific.
Yeah, she had great line there. It's a tough way to miss it too short, and she actually cuts off part of her forefoot that she can draw to. She's going to make this very difficult for herself on her last shot.
Yeah, the miss there probably was a little heavy, pushing that back a bit.
Yeah, she could have pushed that back, or even if she's a little heavy and rolled over and froze on the other one.
Yep.
You're throwing T weight naturally there, and if you have to sweep it, it's back 8.
Right.
So Wapola's in a mess here right now. If Erica can put this pretty much right on the center line, in the half in the forefoot, it's going to be a tough going for Wapola to score one.
Wait only.
You can see cleaning again the whole way down the sheet, waiting for it to take its move. They need it to curl up to the center line.
Take a look. 15-3. We'll finish.
And they're waiting for it to finish to try to curl over.
Well, didn't quite get it over to the center line. Kind of leaves a path right down the middle.
Yep. I think, yeah, this is probably the right throw.
So she's going to have to figure out what kind of weight she wants to throw on this, right?
She could scream one down the middle and just nose it, but good chance of spilling. Or she could just sort of throw that same draw she just threw, just a little bit heavier.
Maybe just a hair more, yeah.
So she's calling the same draw. Is there a hole there, Joe, that she can squeeze through and not score between?
I don't think so. If the weight's right, you can sort of chap off the one in the side 4 and roll in front like we talked about before. Maybe it'll chap off the one she just threw and spill in. So long as she doesn't hit the brown rock that was just thrown. Gets through the hole, she's probably going to score 1.
Probably going to score 1. If she ends up throwing it a hair heavy and it doesn't catch that one yellow one, we could see us steal a 1 through that hole, but it is up weight. So at this point, she's got to
figure out how to
wait for it to curl.
Yeah. Gonna probably have to play right to that one in the back 4. Doesn't want to hit that one that Brown just threw. Oh. Spills it.
And the spin.
Oh, amazing. What a good spin there. Just clips that one that Brown threw.
She actually had pretty close to T weight there.
Yeah, they waited and it kind of died down there at the end. So after 2, Brown has a 3-1 lead. And let's talk a little bit about USA Curling's office staff. They're available to answer questions and provide assistance to current members, future curlers, and emerging clubs. Contact the office toll-free at 888-CURLERS, that's 888-CURLERS, or through email at info@usacurl.org with questions or requests on anything from signing up for a class to starting a curling club. They're there to help you. So quickly, we'll take a look at the scoreboards on the other games. We've got blank ends in 3 of the 4 other games. The only score on the board is Kate Burt took 1 with hammer in the first over Nina Roth. Every other game had a blank end, and so not a lot to talk about. But these second ends are coming to a close, and
Nina Roth just drew the back of the 4-foot for 1. So after 2 ends, that one's all knotted at ones.
I just saw Patty Link make a hit and sit for 2, so she takes a 2-0 lead over Debbie McCormick after 2.
It's an interesting game there with Patty and Debbie. Both teams are got 1 loss. Both teams are new teams this year. Patty's got an opportunity to play with her other daughter Madison this year, and she took a year off last year, so it's nice to see Patty back playing and getting to play with her other daughter. So we have got a center guard to start the end. Center guard which is actually on the corner of the 4-foot. Ideally, she would have liked to have that covering the center line, or at least touching the center line. Makes it a little easier to steal. She's off to 3-1, so she's got to play a little aggressive here already, even though it's a third end. She's got to try to get some rocks in there and get a force at least at a minimum.
Yep. So Kim's gonna ask Kelsey here to throw a guard again, try to get it a little closer to that center line. It's tough when your lead throws 1 that you need to be on the center line, and maybe it under curls or it over curls and it winds up off that center line. It sometimes feels like you're giving a stone to your opponent.
Erica's going to try to suck that play all the way over where behind that red one the entire end. She's going to try to keep everything off to the corners now. She's got a 2-point lead. She's got the hammer. If she can keep the play away from the center line, she can play a little more almost conservative aggressive on that to try to get a deuce here and take a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, so you see the Wapola rock sort of winds up off center again, and this is going to give Erica a chance to suck one around the other guard, keeping her rock separated. This is hanging out a bit. It's a little heavier than they probably were hoping for too.
Kendall Beam is Jordan Moulton's sister. They both played together with Alex for a few years.
So that one drifts into the back 8 foot. Sitting shot rock, but Kim is going to try to play aggressively around that one that they just threw.
She can get this in the corner of the 4 foot, which is still a pretty good spot, and she's going to force Erica to have to go up and probably rip that guard out of there.
Yeah.
So this is the second for the Wapola team, Jennifer Westhagen.
Whoa, got a curl.
As we can see her rocks coming down. They're waiting for it to curl.
Yep.
Once they hit the hog line, they're typically getting their most of their movement, which is really nice for the thrower to be able to throw it out there and let it hit the hog line and curl. But she's light here, but not all that bad.
No, it's
Coming up light in a situation like this, guards aren't bad for her at this moment.
right. That's something that can be tapped up into a better spot later.
Erica's got to make a decision
Not
here.
here?
It's 3-1,
Think so.
and she's got the hammer. It's early in the game, and if she's going to play aggressive or if she's going to play conservative, and she's going to go aggressive here. And she's coming behind this half center, half corner guard.
Yeah. And she could have maybe tried to peel that, but there was not a lot of great places to peel it to. And not leave her shooter. So I think, that sort of forced this decision to, come around this.
Gotta go line. Yep. All the way. We're gonna play a tick. Yep. Hard, 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 hard.
She's going to tick the guard here, Joe, but it's not going to be all that bad.
Great. I love that. I like
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's a good result.
So we heard Erica say she loved that. That rock wasn't in a great spot for her. It was tough to peel it, and but that actually works out best because the key is they want to keep a side of the 4 foot open that they can draw to, right? And by doing that, she's got a path to the 4 foot to score if she needs to. So Kim is going to try to draw one under the yellow rock, red, yellow, yellow rocks. If she comes up light, she threw it, and they said she came up light right away. So she's going to just take the center guard out of this. Be happy with it.
2.
So 2 weight, that's about halfway between the hog line and the house. And they're going to just bring it in to touch the center line. And a pretty good shot there by the Wapola team. They've got some guards that they can utilize. This is what they want. They've got to go a little aggressive here. They're playing against a team that would be ranked higher than them, and they're going to try to put some pressure on them and try to get a steal or a force out of this.
So that's what Erica decides to do here.
She's going to peel this guard somewhere.
I think you're able to get it across the face of those 2 guards on the side. But
So they're wondering how to get rid of it.
Yeah, I think they're thinking about some
alright.
sort of draw, I think.
this isn't terrible. Okay. I don't think you can get there though, because the curl, it's probably gonna.
Do you
vary.
like coming this way and trying to bounce off one of those?
They're really high.
Bounce off one of our yellow ones in the house.
Oh.
Like come through this way and just try
Well,
to...
yeah.
Not sure I like that idea.
No, because that's going to just bounce off and hit to the center on the center line, and that's what they don't
That's
want.
good weight.
Right.
So
Both the rocks would probably be exposed then. So I think they're going to try to come through that center line hole. It's pretty tight, but that's really the only path into the house right now.
4. No.
So they're concerned about where the red rock is going to go if they peel it.
Right.
They want to peel it, but they don't know how to get it out of there with maybe it could be danger.
5. Yep.
Let's
Yeah, you
sneak
can go
this
now.
by.
You're hitting really hard.
Oh, look at that.
All the way. Okay. All right.
So there's always one way to cut off a guard if you can't peel it out, and that's just to throw one behind it and try
Yeah.
to cut it off that way. Problem here is there are a lot of rocks in play, and that's
Yeah.
not what Erica wants.
Yeah, even though she's got the hammer here, she would have probably preferred to keep it open, sort of like they did in the first end. Get some sort of easy deuce.
What happens when there's a lot of rocks in play is sometimes rocks will tick off of one rock and spin in, and there's rocks that if they get behind them here.
It's a little like golf. In golf, you need one good shot to make a par. And in this one, there's a lot of rocks in play. You only need one here in order to get the steal.
Unfortunately, with this one going through, she's she's running on her rocks to find that one rock.
Yeah. Yep. The nice thing about curling is you get 8 shots for that.
She's going to have to throw the same shot, basically, and cut off that shot that
Yeah.
that they just throw, which is going to force the Wapola team to have to come around the far left side. If she executes this shot, she's going to have to come around the far left side and try to get one, even in the back of the 8-foot.
Yeah, I think if this were to sort of bite, whoa. If they were to bite here in the top 12-foot, that'd be a real good result.
Yeah.
It would really force Kim to have to make a pistol to get around those three guards out there.
They don't want to take this deep, because if they take this deep, if they would have taken that rock deep, it would have given them a rock to hit and roll off the corner. So that's about as perfect as she could make that shot.
Yeah. Even if Kim can make a double here, it's going to leave Brown line 2.
Actually, just normal. Just normal.
Right, because that rock in the back of the 8-foot's going to be line 1.
Yep. And the one they hit originally here would be the second rock.
That's probably going to spin into the 8-foot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to spin into the probably into the back or the side top corner of the 8-foot. She's trying to double.
But if she hit this super thin, she might be able to tick into the house. See what happens. Sort of like this. There's that one I talked about. I only need to make one.
Well,
but you were prophetic there. I mean, you really you sort of outlined what could happen. You know, a couple rocks out front and tick, and you're right there.
There's a time and an end where as a skip you look at it and even if you don't have a place to peel it, even if you peel it into the rings, as long as you have a draw to draw, if you have an open shot to the 4-foot, you don't care. Right now she's looking at, she doesn't even have a shot to score. I mean, a draw to score.
Draw to score. So looks like they're going to play the short run back here. Could leave them sitting 3. Still have to navigate that port, not over curl into that guard.
Fortunately, they've thrown a few rocks there, so they know this path. So they're on it. It's starting to move.
Trying to maintain that angle. May jam off the back. Does.
Pretty good, though.
Not a bad result. Could be sitting 2. I think they are. It's a nice shot by Alex. I like the weight that she threw there. Didn't want to lose that shooter because it's a protection now for shot rock.
It's not only is it protection for shot rock, but it's a protection for them to get one in there.
Yeah.
There's a pretty that yellow rock. Her shooter is guarding the out turn draw to the 4-foot and the in turn draw to the 4-foot in the center. So it's forcing her to do what we thought she'd do a couple shots ago and go on the far side and draw into the corner of the button.
Yeah. This weight's gonna have to be perfect to miss that yellow corner guard and somehow catch a piece of the button. Might be as the cut down shot here.
I don't believe we've had a rock out on this side. There was a hit that they threw in the first end out here, but they haven't thrown a draw. If the term here would be to walk this rock in. You want to be able to throw it out there and let it walk in from the hog line, and then you want to let your sweepers pound it. And you could probably catch a side of the button here.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
This is way inside.
And she is all over the guard.
Yeah. So Erica has a draw on that intern side, I think, to the 8-foot. Score 3. Take a commanding 6-1 lead after 3.
So unfortunately for Kim Wapola, she had that got that one rock in there a little too soon, and
sorry, I'm a little early on that. She can sit 3, not score 3 here. Not hammer just yet.
Not hammer yet. She got that rock in there a little too soon, and gave Brown the opportunity to eliminate it. And now she's going to be forced with A very difficult shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking at the way these rocks are set up, boy, she's going to have a tough time with anything.
Yeah.
She's got no raises even. Maybe this one on the far right, she might be able to angle in through that hole, but from our angle, it doesn't even know that. I don't even know if she can do that. Erica does not want to be deep here.
Oh, man. If it is, you want to take this back.
Oof.
Not a ton of harm here, but
yeah, that's a for her. That's a bummer because even if she's a guard there,
yeah,
they've got no path in.
Right.
So they do. So a small opening for Wapola to be able to draw in, even if she doesn't get shot, she can cut the end damage down in the end. Ideally, if she can throw it here in the top of the 4 foot, even in the top of the 8 foot, doesn't kill her here and it makes it tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the other hand, Erica's happy she's going to score.
Yeah, this pretty much for sure.
Weight's close.
So
Line's so good. Whoa, let it curl.
initial call is the weight's close.
Back house.
Back house.
No, it's slow.
It's slowing down out in that on the weeds.
It's got to come off this side here, and they got to get it for second shot.
Far as you can.
Not gonna get there.
Yeah, that's not going to get there. That was just misjudged a little bit on the sweep. That was that. As we talked, we've only seen a couple rocks there thrown, and Erica's was heavy. Kim's first one there was narrow of that path.
Right.
So really, the first draw down that path that was half decent and misjudged. So Erica's got to try to figure out how to get 3.
Yep.
Yeah, I wondered about that too.
It's an interesting call.
I actually, yeah, the draw on the right there, is probably easier. I actually think that the hit and roll might not be that hard.
Hit and roll off the one on the side.
Hit and roll off the one on the side.
Off side 12.
I mean, that's an option. Erica looked at that as well.
We could throw a few more arrows out there.
Yeah, I mean,
plenty of choices here.
Easy 3.
Right.
Most difficult one is probably that one on the left-hand side, the third option there, because if for any reason it curled up and touched the red one,
yeah, that's the most dangerous.
Yeah, she's got to stick to this side. She's lane 2. Play. This is the lowest, the lowest percentage of anything going wrong. Just draw one in, bite the corner of the 8 foot. She's got to touch white. So the key is to get it by the guard and split the tee line. It's hanging out there.
Don't want to touch theirs in the back. Yeah, don't want to touch their own in the back.
Yeah, good call by Alex there. Keep on it. And Erica threw both of those just about hack weight on those draws.
Yeah.
And the farther you get out there, the faster it's going to be because it's going to be straighter.
Yep.
So that's.
So Erica Brown picks up 2 here in the third end and now leads the Wapola rink 5-1. Phil, we talked a little bit before about the last few draws about the social media and how you can reach us here in the booth. All you got to do is use the Twitter hashtag 2015Nats, or you can post a comment on our Facebook page at 12th End Sports. And if you do that, you can wind up right here on the webcast. So there's a photo caption contest. Tweet your best response to us, and we'll pick a winner. So
that was our game last night.
Yep, Matt Berklid.
We played against the Clark team last night, and Matt Berklid's the lead for the Clark team. He's the lead, and he was already that excited about a shot.
Brian's my lead in league, and half the time he throws his stone, turns around, walks away.
It doesn't even watch.
Doesn't even watch. He knows it's perfect.
He knows it's perfect.
He knows
right?
it's perfect. There's no reason to even be concerned.
Yeah. Just clean.
Yep.
So we're in the fourth end here. Brown's got a 4-point lead. Wapola's got the hammer. And, of course, Erica's going to throw this top of the 4-foot. And she wants to limit the opportunity for scoring for Wapola and doesn't want any guards out there this end. She's going to try to keep this one a little more clean.
We'll give you some scoring updates. Roth and Burt, there was a blank in the third end. It's still tied at 1. Over on sheet D, it's storming in 2-0. Over on sheet E, Moulton has a 1-0 lead after 2. And it's 2-1 Link over McCormick after 3 over on sheet B.
Needs to curl. Needs to curl.
So Wapola's trying to throw a corner guard here.
Yep.
She's getting these guards mixed up. She got the center guard here when she wanted the corner guard, and last night she had the corner guards when she wanted the center guards.
Right.
And typically she wants the corner guard there, so she wants the play on the side of the sheet,
Right.
and leave the center somewhat open. Where when you don't have the hammer, when you have the hammer, you want to keep the play in the center.
Yeah. So the execution so far, the lead position's been kind of backwards.
And her weight's been great.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just the lines are not quite there for whatever reason. I don't know if Kim's picking lines that aren't quite there, or if there's just execution problems.
Great shot there by Kendall. She, kept her rock right on top of it, tapped it right to the tee line, which is where she wants it. And we're gonna see Kim here. She's gonna go for this. She's gonna throw another corner guard here. So she's gonna have a corner guard, a center guard, and she can confidently do this, knowing that Erica's likely gonna throw a peel here.
At the end. Yep, now.
So,
Yep, all the way now.
looks like this corner guard's going to curl a little bit more over. It's going to go right to where she wants it, actually, right where her broom is sitting. And she's going to have 2 guards up to start the end.
Did you ever consider after, this is something I think I do a little bit more in league play, but this might be something that can be done at this level too. Instead of throwing a corner that is pretty much for sure going to be peeled, maybe throw a center guard on top of your own. So if there is some sort of run back peel that can result in a corner for you.
Sure. Yeah. That's an opportunity that she had, and that's I think why she threw that a little closer to the center guard there.
Yep.
That's always an opportunity. And at this point, when you're down 5-1, anything in front of the rings is good.
Yep. So they're going to peel the one that was the easy peel, the one on the center line. Worked out a little bit for Kim.
Yeah, she's got her corner guard now.
Yeah. Now she's got a little bit of a corner.
And you can see she's not worrying about the yellow stones on the side of the 4-foot. She's just going to try to get one of her counters in there. Key here is getting it in the rings behind the corner guard, so that forces Erica to have to peel that corner guard again.
Nice. Yeah.
So this is a combination of a team from all over the place as well. We see a lot of this nowadays, where they get a player from the East Coast, player from the West Coast, a couple players from the Midwest, players from all over. So Jennifer Westhagen is Seattle.
Very nice, atta girl.
It's a really nice draw there.
A great shot by Jennifer. Gets it buried, and as we predicted, Erica's going to peel the corner guard, and we'll see if Kim opts to replace it.
7.
So Becca Funk looking to peel.
Good shot.
She's got a good peel here. Just killing stones. They're up. They got a 4-point lead. They just want to remove rocks from play.
Right, and so now Wapola's going to try to replace that guard.
2-3.
A little too early to kind of come in and jiggle the pile there. Going to try to get a miss out of the brown ring.
So,
Yep, early. Yes.
so she is going to try to get this corner
Okay, off.
right on it, right?
Close. Okay, off.
She had indicated she wanted a tight
Yeah, I was trying to hold it.
corner that guard on that stone.
Tight corner, okay.
Very nice.
I missed that. She's going to guard about half. But we'll see if Erica's going to go for the rock in the house or the corner guard. She can. Fortunate thing here for Erica is that it's the right half, so she's going to throw a control weight hit and try to actually hit and roll and keep it in the rings. And keep another rock in the forefoot for her is always a good thing.
So you ice this a little tight. If you hit the guard, that's not a bad thing.
No.
Well, you want to take the sand trap out of play here, and that's the wide side. So,
Yep.
Looks like she
Really thin.
she picked it up a little harder than what was called, and it hung out there, but she still executed it just fine.
All right.
Didn't keep 2 rocks in the forefoot, but she got her rock closer to the button.
Yep. Now she's sitting 3. Looks like they're going to play a freeze on that shot stone.
So she makes the freeze here, and she might have an opportunity to set a deuce up that way. Make the freeze, and Erica's going to hit something, and then she might be able to go back to that corner guard later in the end.
7.
As always, if you have a rock that big, you're probably not going to be able to get removed.
9. Got a curl. Nothing.
So this is a 9, so that's back 8.
Never. Just 7. Never.
Let's come down a bit.
Coming down.
This looks really nice. No bounce.
Bridget Knowles makes a perfect freeze.
Nice to call on my guard that early sweep.
So it's actually in a spot where she can't even. It'd be pretty tough to remove it with the out turn. So she's going to have to throw the in turn run if she wants to remove it. So she's going to run that yellow one straight back into the red one. And ideally she can stick it, leave her rock above the tee line, get rid of those the red and the yellow stone, and roll the shooter out, and she'd have about as good as a house as you could set up for the way she'd like it.
Hurry!
Pounding this hard, looks like it's going to over curl, and it does. And oh boy, it even rolls over and guards it slightly better.
Yeah, gives Kim a chance to either come around that guard or make a tap and roll over around that guard. She's going to just draw.
It's actually it's a good call here. She's just going to throw one around the corner guard, and
I know yours moved there
she's
before.
bringing 3 into play by doing this.
Yep, and down 4. It's always a good idea to give yourself a chance. And as that
Get line if you can.
brown rock is now further
Okay, then no.
over, guarding their stone. Run back might leave them shot. So
9, 10.
Erica's gonna have to be careful when it comes to hers if this is well executed.
I don't have a plan.
This looks hot.
Oh boy, this is hot, and
Nice
it's
weight
got to
control.
stay in the 8-foot for it to have a chance here, and it doesn't look like it's even going to stay. Just the biter.
Yeah. So that's 4th shot. Not likely to come into play here.
Erica's got to make a decision here. She shot rock. Is she going to try to play that same run back, or is she just going to throw a guard up on it?
Sort of a,
Yeah, running out of stones here.
On ours, but as long
hopefully
as
she
she's-
wouldn't double out the yellows,
It-
which would be
it'd be-
bad. I guess
Yep.
I could play here, but then she. I mean, we don't need to steal the side,
No.
but at the moment she can come and tap that.
Well, if she doubles out the yellows, she's gonna get 3.
Yeah.
So, I don't hate this. Do you like that? And if you end up just here, that's okay.
Yeah. The
So-
problem is, even if we're here, she makes the play and she rolls behind the corner, then we're kind of back in the same.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you like just
I
cornering
like,
ours?
yeah, I kind of like cornering ours.
Okay. So 4.
So Phil, the stagger's important here.
Yeah, I think that's
Stagger is important. There's some conversation is Erica's worried if she comes and freezes on the yellow one or comes down towards that yellow one that she could play the hit and roll, leave one behind the corner guard. So she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to give her an opportunity to get another rock in that 8-foot. So she's elected to go higher here. So that way if she hits something, she's going to be higher up in the rings. Good call here by Erica. She's got a 4-point lead. She's shot rock. Almost just throwing a guard on it. Basically, and a tight guard that's staggered.
And making Kim have to waste a stone that she would rather use to be in the rings counting to clear out something to give herself a chance.
So they want to finish. They want it to stop right where Alex's broom is
All the
there.
way. All the way. No, you're good. Keep going.
Line looks to be pretty good here, Joe. She's got to curl a little bit at the end.
keep going.
Love it to overlap just a little. That's a
fine.
pretty good result there. Maybe not as deep as they wanted.
Excuse me.
Boy, I'm a bit surprised how quick the Wapola team called this shot.
What is the call?
They're drawing around the corner guard.
Interesting. Figuring maybe they're going to run their own corner in with their last. That's the plan.
Well, she's got 2 shots here, Joe. She's got the in-turn run on the yellow stone there. She can run it into the red,
Actually, I guess we could go on the inside of that guard too.
or she could run the red stone into the red. So there's 2 ways to get to that red stone.
Yep.
So she's thinking if she locks another one in here, gets it in the 8-foot, key is getting it in the 8-foot here.
Yep. And then giving
Get third
herself
shot.
2 chances. Erica can't protect against both. So first things first, you got to execute this one.
Yep.
Get it around into the 8-foot around that guard.
So they're sweeping. They're sweeping to try to get it by the guard. And it does not look like it's going to get by the guard.
Oh, that totally screws up my master plan.
And yeah, it looks like Kim was thinking about that raise. Now I don't know what she's going to do. She's going to have to figure out some way to get there. And now Brown can guard that run.
Yeah.
Well, props to the Wapola team for having a plan.
Yep.
I mean, they felt that if they got that one in there in the 8-foot, they could have that angle run in maybe for 3. They even had a shot maybe for 4 over here in the yellows. So, but coming up in that spot where she came up, totally killed that side of the sheet.
Yeah, there's not much over there anymore. So
Erica's-
Brown can cut off both run-ins. There's still a chance you could run in the center one.
I'll just throw like a 1.
It would be tight, but it's possible.
One,
But
two.
the one on the left is the one that's most concerning right now for Erica, and she's going to guard that up.
They can actually score 2 there probably, Joe, on that. Correct? Their 4th shot, so she could double those 2. As it sits, she could double those 2 yellow ones out,
Right.
and get 2. So that it's really important that she gets a guard on this stone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just cover the outside of it, and she's going to be happy here. And Kim's going to have a tough time scoring again.
Yeah, again, really chasing.
Clean it. Got room.
Well, the execution on the Brown team has been very good so far.
Oh yeah, the
Good.
placement to the
Line's
broom has
good.
been
Over and up.
excellent.
Hair at the end. Oh no.
They're just going to let this one stop. And a great guard by Erica.
Yeah, cuts off the most dangerous run. Now you certainly could double run that in.
Knows this. Run it straight back.
They're looking at the one on the center line. Both are pretty difficult.
Straight back gets it.
She's saying straight back gets it. The one thing on these long runs, Joe, is the rock actually takes a curl once it's hit. And the way that rock handles situated,
Run it straight back.
it could actually curl the opposite way she wants it to.
Mhm.
Once it's hit, if she hits it right on the nose, and it still may not make the shot. It's a very difficult shot.
Normal way.
Yeah, the way that handle's situated there, it could bounce and pop to the left and still not make that run.
Gonna have to skinny the brownstone that's already in the 12-foot. Get through there first.
No! No! Okay.
Well, they're on and off. On
Pretty
and off.
close. Think it may have let it curl
And
too
there
much.
it goes.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
popped and curled the hair the other way once it's.
So Brown is gonna steal. Take a 6-1 lead after 4 ends. So if you're looking for an exciting career at USA Curling, have we got an opportunity for you? The organization is currently hiring an accounting and administrative manager. If you have a background in bookkeeping or accounting and want to learn more about this position, contact Sandy Robinson, controller at the USA Curling National Office. So just a reminder, we have a photo caption contest. You can tweet your best response to us, and we're going to pick a winner. Will they give us bonus points if I hit that bucket? Our first entry. So you can check out some of the awesome pictures from this Nationals from our chief photographer, Rich Harmer. Rich is a fixture at these events and takes some terrific shots, ice level shots that you're not going to get pretty much anywhere else.
Rich has actually been starting to become a fixture even on the tour.
Yeah.
He's been at the Blaine events and the Duluth events, and he does a great job with these pictures. And the athletes really appreciate being able to get pictures like this. And yeah, he's first class when it comes to taking those, getting those shots. And even has he was at the Olympics, I think, for us this in 2014. So
some more of the pictures he's taken. We're going to be putting them up throughout the week. He started not as a curler and has become a curler as a result of his involvement with this. So pretty exciting for him to be here, and he really has good understanding of the game and knows the types of shots that are most desired.
Yeah, that's and it's great to have someone like that. For years, I think we had Jerome Larson, correct? That used to do it, and he retired, and now we've got Rich. So that's great to have someone like that at these events. So we're starting again here. Erica's pretty much implementing the same strategy she did in the last end. She's got a rock in the top of the 12-foot. She's going to come around it, give it a rock in the 4-foot, and the Wapola team's going to be chasing again. Probably going to play another aggressive end. She's got a corner guard. The one thing she's got is she's still not getting those corner guards over far enough to make a play.
Yeah, I think you need be a little bit further over if you want to play those inside out turns. Maybe be a hair tighter. It's sort of leaving these wide turns from outside in that Kim's sort of been struggling with so far.
So she's going to go under the corner right away. Some may say that they'd like to throw up a second corner when you're down 6-1. She's opting to throw one in the rings here. So they're going to get it in anywhere. They can also utilize the way those rocks set up, Joe, on those yellow stones. Those are also a guard for a rock in the back of the 8-foot because they're staggered, so there's no run back on them.
Yeah, what I like about that idea is I might have swept this one further back. Then when this is peeled, then you can come around on the intern side, maybe sit 2 in that way. Then Brown might have had to chase her a bit. Now, an intern draw around those centers now might leave doubles, and you don't want to see that. But the fortunate thing here for Kim is that peel didn't get all the way out. So now she can draw around that stone. Maybe set up a deuce or a multiple point in that way.
She's generating some opportunities in this end at least, and she's getting herself set up where got a corner guard here she can draw around. She's got a rock in the corner of the 8-foot, so she's she's got some chances here. At least important that she puts some points on the board at going into the break.
Yeah.
Jennifer Westhagen throwing her in turn and trying to draw one in here to the behind the corner guard. She is going to be all over the guard here on this shot. Hell,
the only good news is it's still a guard. And it's still in the corner, and they can draw around it in the next shot. So, you know, execution there wasn't quite right, but there's still opportunity there. There's still those two centers. There's still those two corners to draw behind. So long as Brown doesn't hit and roll behind those centers.
She's got the, this is Becca Funk throwing a hit here for
so
the Brown
overcurled a
team.
bit.
Oh, yeah, she got that one going a little bit right out of her hand. And as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, if you get those rocks started, they'll go.
Yeah.
And it did. Fortunately, she didn't take one of her own out.
Yeah.
And it just kind of rearranged them. Probably a little light there for having a 6-1 lead. You want to make sure you're normal weight on those hits.
Yeah, you want to make sure that even if you tick it, it's going to fly out of there. So now looks like Kim is going to try to play a hit and roll on that one in the top 12. Try to get something under those two corner guards. It's important that this shooter stays in the rings. And is somehow off of the brownstone.
So they're going to hit and roll over there. This is still, she got 2 rocks in the house.
Yep.
That's good at this point.
Yeah, I have a feeling Brown sitting 1 here. Just going to remove the easy one. Try to split the house somewhat.
Yeah, if she can roll a little bit to the broom side there, she can, to the left, she can make those pretty even and make it difficult for the Wapola team to remove both of those stones and force her to play on the other side.
All the way. Yep.
I'm going to catch it on the nose, maybe roll a hair towards the center. Kim's going to have to make a choice if she's going to, which rock she's going to make a play on. Good setup there. She can play this hit and roll and roll that one right on top of that yellow one.
Yeah, that gives her a chance with her next.
Bridget Knowles shooting at, they've got her at 74%. She's made a couple good freezes throughout this game to actually get some ends set up. So she's playing the hit and roll. It's hanging out there a little bit. They got to wait for it to move. And it doesn't look like it's going to move up to get the roll. She's going to be on the nose and going to give Alex Carlson an opportunity here to make the hit and roll in front of her. This rock is high enough at this point where Erica's even happy to throw the hit and roll here. If she can get this staggered among that red rock, it could kill this side of the sheet for her. So Alex is at 75% in the battle of the thirds. Pretty close, 74, 75. Alex is hanging out here as well. Not going to get the inside roll. So we're going to see if Wapola is going to, where she's going to make a play. Oh, Bridget's stats changed very significantly from the last shot to that shot. She's down to 65% at this game. Still making a play on this rock over here. Playing an in-turn hit and roll again. She ideally she needs to get this rock to move across the sheet. They're running out of stones again to generate a deuce.
Normal.
She could also be playing that little tap freeze on the other side of the sheet to make sure she gets shot rock. But she's opting to play this hit and roll. And they're waiting for it to curl. And it's going to get a little bit of a roll, but still not enough, and it's just going to set up a pair of pants double here for Erica, kill both red stones, and Wapola is going to be behind the 8-ball again when she comes to throw. Looks like they're probably pretty straight across, hey, Joe?
Yeah, it looks like they're pretty even in the house. Gonna have to throw a little bit of weight here to make sure you get the bounce over. But
I think we're gonna try and remove that. We should throw 8.5.
yeah, 8.5 is pretty hefty weight.
Yep, firm peel for Erica. Gonna throw the out turn, pop off it, and get. If she kills both red stones here, and it's a good call by Erica. You just get rid of both of them.
Yeah, don't risk any kind of craziness. I always say that a rock that's sitting behind the house has never scored a point in curling.
Yeah, it's very difficult to score from the back.
Yep. So.
Close.
Well,
Yep.
and they're sweeping it. Looks like it's going to
Whoa.
over curl a hair, but she's still going to roll over there towards that stone and gets a perfect corner freeze on it.
That's really nice.
So that's about as good as making the double.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, there might be a little bit of room there to get to nose.
Yeah, I think like right here is
I don't think she can get the double though, Joe. She got that rock is just touching a piece of that red one where she can't get the double. She could play the nose tap, but it's easier her to she's just going to throw a draw
around there. And if you can make this even back force not horrible. I mean, you wouldn't want to be there necessarily because Eric could just come around on top of it. But there's a little bit of room here. You may need to take it back there just to hide it.
Well, the way things have been going, I think she can put it anywhere at shot rock would be good at this point.
Yep.
I mean, they've struggled to maintain shot rock on any of the last 4 stones of the end. So
yep.
Getting a rock in there, making Erica having to throw a shot.
Yep. Kim struggle a little bit on the on these draws.
No, it's lighter.
Oh, crumb.
Yeah, she's light again here. She's going to come up short of the rings, maybe.
Yeah, looks like a whole lot of tap. They might want to get off of this.
Yeah, so Kim's struggling to draw weight here, and it's making it a little difficult for them to score. Erica's going to probably toss one in on the top of the 8-foot, get a second counter, and that's going to make it very difficult for the Wapola team
Yeah, absolutely.
to put any points on the board here.
So Nina Roth has a 3-1 lead over Kate Burt now. After 5, they've gone to the break.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it can
Looks like Patty Lank scored a deuce in 4, go up 4-1 over McCormick.
Yep. Sormanen has a 3-1 lead over Michai.
With the hammer,
Yep.
It doesn't have to quite be, just so there's not a hole, right? Like
playing 6th.
And Moulton and Christensen are tied at 2. The curling zone will get it updated, I'm sure, but that's your latest scoreboard update. Yeah.
So in-turn draw, top of the 8-foot here for the Brown team. Erica let it go and indicated that might be a tight light, so
Take a look.
I'm going to try to execute it here. Bite the 8-foot, get second shot. Cut off the draw for the Wapola team.
Get it in there then. If it.
A little heavy. Chance here for a deuce now.
Oh gee, yeah, they overswept that.
Yeah, that needed to be a little higher in the house and maybe a little further towards the center line. Now there's a good chance here, about a half a rock, make a double, get your 2.
It's one of the few miscues on the Browns team through 5 ends.
Yeah, it was sort of misjudged by the sweepers, I think, in terms of weight.
Yeah.
And the communication wasn't particularly great there.
If you move that rock 2 feet back up in the 12-foot, she's got a tough time scoring because there's no double and a very difficult draw. So Kim's got to take an opportunity here to make a double and get a deuce and get back within 3 and try to make a game of this. It's about a third of a rock probably.
Let's just draw.
Third to a quarter.
We can always, if we scrub that one,
Oh,
we'll still be
okay. Well, she's not going for 2.
catcher.
She's going to play the draw and try to score.
What did I throw last time?
Yeah, 4.
Okay, so maybe a 90.
based on where that yellow rock is, Joe, the draw is as difficult of a shot as the hit is here.
Yeah, I don't want to say I don't understand. I mean, obviously she's probably struggling with a little bit of confidence here, but boy, that when the shots are equally hard, why not go for 2?
Line's good.
So,
Eight.
so they're yelling out the weight is good. Sweepers think the weight's good.
Whoa, gotta curl. Whoa, gotta
Waiting
curl.
for it to curl here. Looks like it should curl. If it's heavy, they got to get a piece of the yellow one, which they're going to. And flop on over and get their one.
Shot rock.
Yep, got their
So
one.
there you go.
Put a point on the board. Unfortunately for her, she's down by 4. With playing the 6th end without the hammer.
So I'm here with Derek Brown, who is the high performance director, and we have some questions for you about mixed doubles today. Welcome to the webcast.
Thanks, Joe. Glad to be here.
Well, so the International Olympic Committee is going to be voting this spring on whether or not to include mixed doubles in the 2018 games. What do you think the chances are of that happening?
By all accounts, I think it's a very good chance it's going to happen. I mean, they held off in the bid for the previous quad, but I think the WCF have some very influential people on the IOC, and I think it's a very good chance it'll be included for 2018.
So if mixed doubles is included, how is that going to be part of the high performance program? Is it going to be a part of it, and how?
It's something we've been talking about for probably a couple of years. We included it in our quad plan, which we submitted to the USOC last April. So it would absolutely become part of the high performance program. It's Olympic sport, Olympic medal when that's confirmed in the spring. So absolutely, it's already in the plans. So we'll be looking for a number of things, to identify a coach and start events other than just the national mixed doubles. Look at hosting some open mixed double competitions. I mean, I think while we have a great mixed doubles national championships, if it suddenly becomes an Olympic medal, Olympic discipline, I think there's going to be so many more people wanting to compete in it.
Yeah, certainly it's a lot easier to put together a team of 2 than a team of 4, and I know Boston has had an event, but it would be nice to see more mixed doubles events out there that people can compete in. Certainly at the club level, there's not a ton of clubs that have mixed doubles leagues. Just ice time just isn't a factor. So it would be nice to get some competition out there. How do you think that mixed doubles is going to fit within the Olympics itself? I mean, would it use the same venue? Would they have to have a second venue? Tell me a little bit about what you think that would look like.
What I've been told so far is that they plan to still hold the curling event at the same venue, and the mixed doubles would either be at the start of the Olympics or at the end of the Olympics. It was going to fit either end of the current men's and women's medal games. Currently they run with a 4-sheet facility. Whether they're going to consider moving to 5 to condense the programme slightly for the men's and women's event. But certainly what I've heard so far is it's going to be either at the very start or at the very end of the curling tournament.
Okay, so with that kind of schedule, do you foresee the opportunity for somebody to be able to compete in the high performance program, go to the Olympics in both a mixed doubles discipline and either a men's or women's event?
Well, given the fact that they could be separated, either at the beginning or at the end, I don't see why someone couldn't double up. I mean, a number of other winter sports already do that. They double up in different events, and certainly some of the sliding sports added doubles and mixed doubles, and and they also compete in individual events. So, if it's not going to impact on the men's or women's event, if you can get on the ice 2 days early to play in the mixed doubles, why would you not look for that opportunity and advantage? Yeah,
certainly it might give you an advantage competitively, just understanding the ice, getting more games in. It'd certainly be I'm excited about that opportunity. I think that exposing curling to a wider audience throughout the Olympics it would be a great thing. Certainly, we probably bring up more questions about what curling's all about and increase people's interest in the sport. I think that's a great thing. We're going to get back to the game. Thanks so much for joining us here at the fifth end break.
Thanks, Joe. Good luck.
Okay, so gonna get back to our feature game here with Brown leading 6-2 in your alternate sheet here. We've got Patty Link with a 4-1 lead over Debbie McCormick. They're in the sixth end already, throwing some stones.
Yeah, I mean, we can tap it back.
We're listening to Debbie.
Play forward.
So Patty's up 4-1. Debbie's got the hammer. Debbie's in a situation here where she's got to, she wants to try to tap these rocks back behind the tee line. She needs to generate a deuce here in order to get back in this game. How many times have these two battled over the years?
Oh yeah, I mean, really.
Played in trials finals against each other in 2009. A bunch of national finals against each other. These two have battled a lot throughout the years. So they're going to roll over there. Patty's sitting one in the 4-foot, and she's going to still on lead stone. No, they're on second stones now. So see if she walks up and peels this corner guard.
Looking at curling zone, showing 15 games played over the last 10 or so years, and Debbie's got a 10-5 advantage over Patty. But man, just some of the important games that they've played against each other, it seems like it's littered with national championship type games, Olympic trials, things like that. Just a really great, healthy rivalry.
Yeah, and they've actually played 3 times this season.
Yeah.
With these new squads, playing twice in the St. Paul Cash Spiel and splitting there, and then playing in the Curl Masabi Classic, and Lank coming on top. So Lank's holding a 2-1 lead in this matchup this year.
Yeah.
So Lank tried to peel the corner guard, and she didn't get it fully out of the rings. So she left it on the other side. One positive for her is it is her red stone that's now above the ring. So if she needs to make a run back, it's her red stone. Debbie playing the shot that we'd expect Debbie to play here, drawn right behind the corner guard. She's going to try to generate a 2 or a 3. She's got the little winger over there that's biting the rings, and she's going to try to put this one under the corner and get 2 rocks in the house.
Yep.
So they're going to take this deep, and Patty wants to take it deep, and we may see Patty just rip a double here.
Yeah, that drifted into a spot where a double's very makeable.
Second for Patty Lank's team, Anna Bauman's been on the junior national team 2 times, back in 2012 in Sweden and last year in Switzerland.
It's a great experience.
Yeah, was also on the World University Games teams in 2013 in Italy. So Anna Bauman's played a lot of competitive curling in the junior ranks over the last 3-4 years. Looks
Mike plays with a 5-person team. It's a pretty good shot there. Didn't make the double, but rolls directly behind shot rock, sitting 2.
Sitting 2. It is behind the tee line, so Debbie's going to come and try to tap another rock behind the tee line, it sounds like.
Yeah. Looks like kind of ice for that sort of shot.
So coming down, they're just hack weight, they're calling. Going to try to move that one back. They want to try to avoid the jam here on their own yellow one, and it looks like they're going to. Tap, tap. That's a pretty good shot.
Yeah, maintains their stone above into a tapping position. Patty with that that lead, 3-point lead, not going to have any of that. Going to try to hit and roll away into a spot that makes a double real difficult.
You can see in our featured sheet on the left side of the screen, there's not a whole lot going on. One rock in play.
Yeah, as things get more complicated, we'll check in on that.
So Patty's going to try to, she's got to avoid the jam and wants to keep this rock in the house. She wants to lay 2 here.
There's a chance she might kick out that other yellow in the back.
Maureen Stolt throwing the 3rd rocks for, well, great shot by Maureen Stolt.
Yeah. Maybe rolls a bit further than they would have liked, but got rid of both the yellows, and that was that's an ideal spot there.
Yeah, that's the key there is either hold the red one more in the 8-foot or make the double, and she made the double.
Exactly.
So that's and the force is in play right now. So that's also a great opportunity there for the Lank team. So Debbie's going to come down and play a freeze. Courtney George was a late add to this team.
Yep.
Probably December. Played the Curl Masabi Classic with this team, and I think a couple other events.
You know, with the Olympic cycle done, there were a few curlers out there that maybe took a little time off. Nice to be able to put a phone call into Courtney and say, hey, you know, want to join up?
She's a heck of a pickup to get on your team.
Yeah.
Skipping the Olympic trials last year. She was another player that opted not to try out for the program. I believe because of time commitment, school, work, a lot of things that she had going on. Couldn't commit to a full schedule, hence why she didn't even start the season playing on a team.
Yeah. So we may see a little of that in the future. I mean, teams kind of built around kind of peaking for this event in a different kind of way. We have some that are sort of year-round, and then we've got some that maybe just don't have the time, and they're going to try to build up their own super type teams.
So I didn't the hit and roll out there on the Stolt, which is what they wanted. They want to just peel that rock out of the rings. Courtney's throwing the same shot, right?
Yeah, looking like they're playing that freeze again. It was T-line out of her hand. That's what they think. But this looks tracking and not curling.
Looks like she had a little positive rotation on that when she let it go and might have added, and obviously added to it.
Yeah.
That's a tough miss right there to not even not get in the rings. It gives that opportunity to Patty right now to throw in the top of the 8-foot, bite the 4-foot, and make Debbie's life pretty difficult on the last 2.
Yeah, if it's gonna be, it's up to me. That's Debbie's motto here now. She's gonna have 2 rocks left and nothing else in the rings. That's her color. So to make the skips deuce, it's gonna be up to her.
So Debbie's had a couple of tight games throughout the week. She lost the first game out of the gates to the Brown team. Had a stole in the 11th against the Michai team to win, and stole in the 10th to the Roth team yesterday.
Yeah, wound up winning 10-8 against Roth yesterday.
But stealing in both of those games to win.
Yeah, stole 2 in the last to win.
So she's had some tight games there for all the McCormick fans out there watching, on keeping you on your toes. Patty's a little light here, sweeping it right down, trying to get it into the rings. Looks like it's going to come in at least to the top of the 12-foot here.
Oh, let's walk closer to the center line at the very end. Maybe not quite edge to edge there.
So she was just a little light there. Courtney is discussing the weights with Debbie, and they're going to try to throw one in the top of the 4-foot here.
Yeah, and you want to bury this for sure, but the pro miss is maybe peeking out on the draw side, on the intern side here. You might be able to produce a jam if you're a little light.
So we're looking in over on sheet C on our featured game, and I got some few rocks in there, and Wapola made a great freeze. It looks like Bridget made another great freeze. She's been
that's been her shot today. Alex looking to remove, I think, the back red one with this. And pretty well executed. Leaves Brown sitting second and third stone.
The bonus there for just on that sheet for Brown is she's got the entire 4 foot open.
Yep.
She just needs to score here.
Yeah.
Back to the game we're covering, Lankin McCormick. Looks like McCormick might have held shot in the back of the 4 foot there.
Yeah, I think so. And so Patty's got to decide which way she wants to draw. She can draw down into that pocket, really cut off any chance for 2 for McCormick.
Pretty much just freeze it in there anyway, and I got no chance to score.
Yep.
She can come off of her own and freeze onto the yellow one. She can tap the yellow one and lay 2. She's got a lot of options here. Patty's just gonna get. The key is this is a team shot here because they're coming around a guard, so communication between Maureen Stolt, the third, the vice skip in the house, and the sweepers is the most important part of the shot. And the sweeper's letting her know where it is so that they can get the line perfect on this freeze.
Yeah. Gonna want to be on the inside of their own stone somewhere.
Patty's narrowing up the broom. So she's looking to throw probably T natural here, and have the sweepers take it to the freeze depending on the line.
Over on sheet C, Kim Wapola's trying to draw to the other side of the 4 foot. The sit 2. Wanted it a bit wider than this. But it gets beyond her own stone. Sits 2. Brown will have to decide whether she wants to take a rip at this double. Maybe off of her own. Very thin.
Well, Patty hung it out a hair wide there and is going to...
There's a chance here.
There's a chance. It's...
The double off the 1 in the 8 foot might be there also, but that's probably pretty dangerous.
You know, it was a combination of Patty just throwing it too hard out of her hand, actually.
Yeah.
She just gave it too much weight. She needed to be T out of her hand, and she was back 12, back 8, back 12. They never put a broom to it.
Yeah. So now, McCormick has a chance to get to the inside of the rock that Patty just threw, bounce it out to the side 8 foot.
She's got to get to the inside to make this shot, though. If she hits this on the nose, she's only getting 1.
Right.
She's throwing a little more weight, so the other thing you have to be careful here, Joe, is if she lets this out, hangs this out a little bit, and she hits it on the outside, she could remove the Yellowstone as well.
Give up a big end.
It's not an easy shot. She's got to be it's a very touch shot. Looks like she's probably throwing about a 10 control weight hit here.
Whoa! Whoa!
Well, they're on. One's yelling hurry, one's whoa, so.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
It's hanging out. Looks like it's going to curl up there and just get 1.
Just gets the 1. So Patty Lank's going to maintain a lead of 2 after the 6th end. Brown tried the double, only removed 1 stone. So now Kim has a chance to kind of guard up shot stone here. Maybe have a chance at a steal. Got to be real careful here because there's a lot of bananas sitting in that house.
Yeah, she's got to be careful here. This is the last rock of the end here, and she's down 6-2 without the hammer. I might consider throwing a rock on the center, biting the top of the 8 foot, guarding guarding both of them. She's
Yeah.
playing for a force here, but you're playing for a force to be down 5, right?
Yeah, I think the original call was that guard, and changing it up to here, boy, I hate giving Brown an opportunity to get a 5-point lead. But if you make any kind of mistake here, you're giving up 4 easy.
Yeah, she's talking to the rock.
That's never a good thing. And this is drifting right on through, and Brown is going to have a chance here to hit and stick for 4, hit and roll out for 3. Right down the middle. I think it's lights out here, Phil.
She changed the shot in the hack, right?
Yeah.
She called the guard,
Yeah.
went down, changed the shot in the hack. Usually not a good thing to do, especially in a situation like that. If you're going to change a shot and you're a skip and you're down in the other hack, it makes more sense to come down and communicate that with your third, and then you restart your pre-shot routine. Because once you've gotten a hack, your pre-shot routine has already been changed. And she didn't do that and threw it heavy, threw it through the rings, and this now gives Brown the opportunity to make a open hit for 4. She's definitely not, they're not on it. It's hanging out there. Looks like she's going to probably get a piece of it, but may roll out of the rings.
Enough for 3. It's going to put her up 9-2. We'll see if they want to continue or if it's going to be handshakes.
Well, they're talking about it on the sides there. It's, you're for them, it probably feels like Erica's making just about everything. It's a tough go of it, but it is only the 6th end. 9-2. They may want to at least play another end, make a score here.
Yeah, looks like they're going to continue. I think we'll maybe try to focus a little bit more over there on McCormick and Lank, as this game is getting a little out of hand. But USA Curling wants to cultivate a safe and positive environment in which curlers of all ages can excel. The USA Curling Safe Sport Handbook and links to the USOC Abuse and Harassment online training, which can be accessed by USA Curling members free of charge, can be found at the Sport Education section of the USA Curling website. The USA Curling website is www.usacurl.org. So focus our attention a little bit more on a closer game here with Lake leading McCormick 4-2. Curling Zone hasn't quite gotten the update up there yet, but Lake has the hammer in this end, up 4-2.
So up 4-2 with the hammer. Patty's played pretty much a textbook game here. She's scored 2 when she's had the hammer. She's forced to 1 when she hasn't had the hammer. Playing the 7th end. Key here for in any situation when you're up 4-2, playing 7, and you got the hammers, you got to make sure you score.
Yep.
Not giving up steals at this point for Patty is key. Even if she scores 1, gives up a 2 and 8, she's still up 1 with the hammer playing the 9th end. So not giving up steals is a goal for the Lank team right now.
So McCormick put up 2 center guards. Lank could not remove them, but I have a feeling some yellow is going to go flying after this shot.
Back one or back one?
Trying to play a freeze here. She can get this in there pretty good.
All right, that's good.
Wound up deciding to go to the back one instead of the shot rock. Not bad.
Patty not hesitating, walking up to rip the guards out.
Yeah. Those are the dangerous stones, so.
That's fine.
She's looking at it. Probably can make a double peel here and lose the shooter and open this wide open. Opting to play the single peel here, right?
That's what I think. I don't know if it curls that much with peel weight to cross over for that type of shot. So looking for the single peel here.
Either or. Doesn't matter which one she peels. And she's going to get the back one. It's fine.
Yep.
Good shot. Anna Bauman, that was second for Patty Lank. Emily Jakulius.
No, Yochis.
Yokis.
Amelia
Yeah,
Yochis.
Yochis.
That's
you learn something every day.
yeah. We learned that one I think 2 years ago. I think that she should be sort of like those Brazilian soccer stars that just go by their first name. Just Amelia.
Amelia.
There's no other Amelias.
Well, she's going to try to lock another one in there. right and replace it right where it was, right?
Yeah,
Gonna
looking
try
for
to
that
throw
2-3
2-3
guard. Yep.
Yep.
Get it around that that one sitting out there.
Yep, she wants to get it around this one right there and get it to a 2-3. And good shot.
Yeah, maybe even a little better than the one that was there.
Nice shot.
Lined up more perfectly.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Very good.
That's just where we want it.
So I think she's going for the double peel this time.
A little bit open for ourselves.
Yeah, ironically, the other one was a little bit easier.
Yeah, but I think with that walked over a little bit. The either or's not there, so you may as well go for both.
Right. Yeah, so she's gonna rip this out. They're on it all the way, and she's close, and she's got a great
What a
shot.
terrific shot. Doesn't roll the shooter out, but removes all the rocks from the center.
Anna
Yeah.
Bauman's been playing that second position for a long time, and she's always been very solid on peels.
4,
So George is going to try to replace it.
4
Yeah.
or 5.
Throw up a guard here. Trying to looks like they're guard in the rings. Did they want this one?
You know, I didn't quite catch that call, but it would make sense to force Lank to have to make a shot that might have some danger involved, and the higher up, the less danger there really is.
See where this stops here. Looks like they're trying to just put a 3, right?
Yeah.
2-3. Patty's going to walk up and rip it. So, Maureen Stolt, we're on third rocks here. Maureen Stolt is going to throw a straight peel.
Another great pickup for Lank to pick up Maureen. Skip in her own right, now playing third.
Yeah, she's been skipping at nationals, so probably 3-4 years. Kind of always been in that middle tier of teams at nationals, and now she's got an opportunity to play with Patty Lank and learn from Patty Lank. Patty's been around for a long time and very knowledgeable about the game. Gives not only a good learning experience for all 3 of those players on that team.
Absolutely. Patty's got a ton of experience brought to the table here.
Sure, let's do that.
You know, I'm sure Maureen would be super happy if in the 2018 games mixed doubles was a discipline. She and her husband are mixed doubles type talent, and sure they'd be excited for that opportunity.
They lost the finals of the mixed doubles nationals, correct, this year to Corey Dropkin and Sarah Anderson.
Let it
Yep.
go. Here it comes. Yep.
They'll be going to Sochi and representing the Team USA, Corey Dropkin and Sarah Anderson, in April for the mixed doubles World Championships.
So Courtney comes into the rings, punches that back just a hair.
That's a pretty good spot for a stone.
Yeah, it's tough to remove. Can't remove it probably without removing your own. So very difficult. Let me put it that way. So I think they're going to try it though.
She's going to do it over the top. She's
Yep.
going to play the over the top. So she's throwing the out turn, hoping to curl by it. Even if she removes her stone on the way past, she's okay with that.
Yeah, all these rocks sort of piled up just behind the tee line are not particularly great for Patty. Love to open it up.
Oh.
Not a particularly great result other than leaving that rock in the top 4. Leaves McCormick sitting 2.
Tough thing about playing those shots over the top, Joe, is you're hoping they curl.
Yeah, and at that weight sometimes they don't.
Yeah, it's always easier if you can, when you got a shot like that, to play it on the opposite side, because your sweepers are then part of the game. And by playing it over the top, you're hoping it curls, and you actually have to hit the rock and less of the rock to do the same thing as you would have to do on the other side, because of the momentum of the stone going towards the other way. So a difficult shot there for Maureen Stolt, and actually left yellow laying 2. So Patty's going to have her work cut out for her just to score here.
Yeah.
Two great shots by Courtney George there set this end up right
that
here.
last freeze was just about perfect.
So Debbie's going to try to throw a halfway guard here and put some pressure on Patty to make a good shot to make her score. Patty doesn't care how many points she scores here. She just wants to make sure she does score.
Wait for it if you can. Wait if you can. It's got to curl. Got to curl. Long ways to go still. We got to pull it this way.
So they want to get this to cover the red one as well.
Hard. Hard.
So it eliminates.
Hard. Every inch. Every inch. Yep. Nice shot, Deb.
Okay, perfectly guarded the red one and makes Patty's task here very difficult as to what she's going to do. She can run the guard, she can peel the guard, or she can pick the back yellow one. Based on the score right now, probably not a bad thing if she just runs the guard and
gives herself a chance with her last.
Gives herself a chance with the last. If this was her last shot, she could come in and just pick the yellow out. If she has to give them one here, she doesn't mind that. Sometimes you just have to take your medicine and give them one and move on to the next end and say, I'm fine with that. I'm one up. I got the hammer. I'm playing 8.
Yeah, and being one in the 8th end is always good.
One thing you got to do here is you don't want to play something here where she plays this run back and she sticks the yellow one in there and makes them count another one.
Right.
So you got to be a little careful about that. I do think she's playing the run though.
Yeah, I do think that that line and the way that Maureen's sort of positioned there in the house wants to keep a good eye on the line here for that run back. Wants to hit this a little high.
Okay, so she's playing the out turn at it. Looks like she is playing the run. Oh.
Just removes one.
Yeah, that's the risk there.
Yep.
That's exactly what I mentioned. That you play that, and it's a risk. And now Deb is going to come in there and lock another one in there.
Yeah, I think right now Patty's probably sitting second stone, but Deb has a real good opportunity here to kind of come around that, maybe just halfway into the 4-foot above the tee line. And Patty's not going to have much of a shot.
No, she's going to have, now that's a yellow stone above that rock there. And one positive that came out of it is she did eliminate one of their stones. Mm-hmm. And Deb's going to have to make a shot to replace it. But it's still going to be a tough go for Patty on her last.
Line's good. Need full forward. You can wait
They want to touch the top of the button here. And they're holding off on the line.
It's trying anyway.
It's cutting. It'll cut at the end.
Want it to be high. Don't want to leave a pocket here for Patty with her last.
All right, Deb.
Yeah, that's
sitting 2, but not in a great spot anymore. It leaves Patty an out to get her single here in the 7th.
It's another, we've seen that a couple times today or this morning, Joe, where, the error there would be to come up light.
Yeah.
I mean, you guard it, and Patty's got a tough time scoring. And
yeah, there was no in-turn path there to the button area. You come up a little light. There's no out-turn path. And there's no run because of that one in the center. She might have just throw it away.
She may have, because the yellow rock is frozen on the red rock. If she tries some kind of a run, it may be dangerous for her.
Yeah.
And she would have probably tried an in-turn draw on the wide side just
for hope.
Just for hope. But just not a good finish there for Deb. Just coming a little heavy.
Yeah. And so now Patty has this out turn. She can come off of the McCormick stone a little bit as long as it's on the inside of that one, just touching the tee line. Get her one that way. So you can be a hair heavy, but you certainly don't want to be real heavy here. You'd move your own out and give up 3 very easily.
It's not a gimme.
No, absolutely not.
You know, it's definitely a.
This has got to be a team shot here. You got to communicate all the way down.
Well, she'll rely on her young front end here to communicate with Breen Stolt. Let her know where the rock is. Looks like her weight's fairly good coming out of the hand. They're sweeping for line, though, Joe.
I think the line's pretty good. It's got to curl up a bit now. It's straightened out. I think they got it.
Coming down into the rings here. Pretty good. Great weight.
Oh,
great
nice
team shot.
Nice shot there by Patty and the team, escorting that into the button area. And they're going to get their single here in the 7th, and they're going to lead 5-2. You know, the volunteerism is the lifeblood of every successful curling club. USA Curling recognizes the importance of club-based volunteer efforts to the growth of the sport throughout through the Volunteer of the Year Award. Nomination forms for the 4th annual Volunteer of the Year Award will be available online soon. So keep your eye out for that.
You know, one thing you learn early in the game, Joe, is that take advantage of misses or opportunities in a game. You don't get a lot of them, especially with two great teams like Deb McCormick and Patty Lank. You don't get an opportunity for that. So you can, if you could take advantage of those opportunities, you're usually better off on the scoreboard. Deb did not take advantage of that opportunity there.
Right.
And Patty did take advantage of that opportunity.
It wound up being maybe like a 3-point swing there, and it, you know, it's, you know, a foot here or there. You know, curling's a game of inches, but sometimes it's going to be a game of feet too, and, and that was really just a 1 or 2 feet difference. Made all the difference in the world there. So we've got handshakes over here in our original feature sheet, so we're going to focus all of our attention for the time being on Lank McCormick. As Brown has finished off Wapola. Not sure what the final is. They're showing 9-2. I'm not sure if Brown scored more or if. So we're getting word that she added 3 more, so we're going to wind up winning 12-2. And Brown keeps rolling.
Yeah, that's 4-0 for Brown.
Yep.
Putting up couple touchdowns minus the extra points today, but they played really good.
Oh yeah,
I mean they executed. Their execution, their rock placement was really good today.
And unfortunately, Kim had some struggles with draw weight early. Kind of got on behind the 8 ball. Couldn't execute you know, a simple type game plan to keep the score close, and just got out of hand, and that happens.
So we're back to the sheet here, Lank and McCormick. McCormick's throwing the yellow stones, tossed up a corner guard on the right-hand side, and Lank is trying to. First rock came up a little short of where she'd like it. She's trying to come into the top of the 4-foot and around her rock in the 12-foot. A little tight on the line. Not sure they're going to get it by, and both stones just a little light actually.
Yeah, a little bit light. Would have loved to have been closer to T-line. Now McCormick has a chance to just draw around their corner guard. Try to set up their deuce. They really need to score here in the 8th.
Yeah, this is a key end for the McCormick. Not only does she need to score, she needs to score a minimum of 2 here.
Yeah.
You know, you get 1 and you're playing behind the 8 ball in 9 and 10. You got to put a deuce up on the board, force them to 1 and 9, get your deuce in 10 and steal in 11.
And that's your roadmap there to win it when you're down 3 with 3 ends to go.
Yep.
Pretty straightforward, eh, Joe?
Yeah, I mean you only have to do 4 things, but you know it's doable, and it all of it is manageable, and it's pretty much exactly the game plan Lank has had to this point, and you just have to kind of execute it in reverse. So McCormick comes around that guard, little deep, but behind the guard. So Lank's going to just peel this out. First opportunity to peel, she's going to take advantage of that.
In-turn peel here by Bauman, and perfectly executed.
And rolling it away.
Rolling it off the rings, and Deb's probably going to play behind that Stager in the center. And she is.
Or do you like the guard?
Well, talking about whether they play around or play the guard, there's always thought in curling that you could throw the guard up because you know she's going to peel it. So how many rock do you want to waste any at this point?
Yeah. That's still pretty early in this end. You might be able to just waste one early. Maybe you get a mistake and you get a chance to bring one around again, but
that's a good point. Second stones only. You might want to waste a couple just to see if you get a mistake out of them.
Yeah.
Well, this is hot.
And if you produce your own mistake, that's not going to wind up very good there for McCormick. Link can rip this one off, roll right out, I would say, or she's going to roll to the side.
They've had some we've been in two ends here on this game, and McCormick team has had a couple of draws that have hit the hack.
Yeah,
struggling with their weights.
Yeah, and this ice is quick. Those you throw that positive release and pop it just a bit, and you may not be able to control it. So we've got take out attempt here by the second.
Anna Ballman looking to, it's behind the tee line there. Even staying isn't all that great. It's not that bad rolling out.
Yeah, I like the roll out there, and just keep it as simple as you can. You got a 3-point lead. As long as you don't give up more than 2, you're still in pretty good shape.
We had have we had a time on any rocks today, Joe? Probably running around 26, 27 for as it has been all week.
Yeah, well, see if Brian can get a time on one of these when it goes the other direction. It's a little easier for him to time it when we can see the lines better.
She's got this coming in here.
Would have loved that to have been a bit deeper because these run backs are pretty short.
So we'll see what Link opts to do. Is she going to play the run back on the top red one? She's got an easy little angle run in there that's pretty straightforward as well.
Yeah, she's opting to play the one on the top, and if she does happen to hit this a little on the low side, she could peel both of hers out, which wouldn't be a bad result either. There'd be nothing left to hide behind. But certainly she'd love to make the straight run in. Probably could roll her shooter out to the right a bit, make this shot.
So we got, it's going to hang here. She's just going to get the straight peel.
Yep. So we've got the hammer here on sheet A coming down in your picture-in-picture. This is Kate Burt drawing against 3 with 1 on the back button. Kate's down 4-2.
She's definitely not light. She's got to use the backing here.
It's starting to track in.
Starting to come in, but Jamie Sinclair, third for the Roth team, is right up there and ready to brush this one, and she needs to.
It's like she's going to give up a steal of 1, and Roth is going to take a 5-2 lead going into the 8th. I'm sorry, going into the 9th, excuse me.
So Courtney George throwing an in-turn draw, splitting the rings here, playing this pretty straightforward. Basic curling when you basic what they call is a junior deuce at this point, just trying to split the rings and keep 2, hold 2 for the remainder of the end. Patty's going to try to just nose hit this.
Yeah, she indicated a little bit of a roll in. Not sure why, but I definitely going to hit second shot rock here. And this is another good learning opportunity, I think. They could have hit shot rock, but that would have left McCormick with a way to hit and roll away further.
Right.
So
she didn't hold shot, which is the reason why Patty wanted to roll in a little bit.
Yeah.
You want to get shot rock there.
Right.
Just to force Debbie to have to deal with it. Right now, she doesn't have to deal with it.
Right.
She's just going to draw down to it. She doesn't have to move it. So we'll see if she makes the perfect freeze, what Patty opts to do. If she's going to play the open side or if she'll work on this one. Courtney George, this is her last stone of the end here. Throwing another in-turn draw. She just threw the shot on her first shot.
Can't afford to bounce. This,
Nice shot.
Yeah, she got a pretty good shot there. Tapped a little bit, but still pretty good. We're probably going to see Patty go after that stone there.
yeah, she can probably afford to lose her own the one now that's in the side 12, so long as she rolls a little bit inside and stays shot rock.
I think Patty'd like to hold shot here. Where, you know, no matter what she hits, I think it's important Patty gets shot rock here.
Yeah, they're looking it over to see which one they want to hit. So our fearless leader, Terry Kalesser, got a couch in the media room, but the ice makers always seem to be on it.
Well,
They've been working hard all week. Not that Terry hasn't, but I haven't seen Terry as an honorary member of the ice crew yet. Normally they take her out and have her pebble a sheet or squirt something out there, warm up a hack, something like that every once in a while. But not as far as I've seen.
well, props to our ice makers. They do a great job year in and year out here at our national championships. I've been to a number of world championships over the last 6-7 years, and our ice at our nationals, junior nationals, men's and women's nationals, is always the best ice we play on all year long. Dave and his crew do a great job with the ice and makes it easy for the athletes to make shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, long days for them. They it's a long and stressful week for ice makers.
So they've chosen to hit the rock that's on the full 8 foot, I believe, based on the way things have shaped up here.
She can actually hit and roll this probably in a little bit, get second shot, or get shot rock here. Looks like Patty's throwing about what would be her 9-weight hit with her out turn. Hanging a little bit on her, and not going to get shot rock.
No, get second shot, so they're sitting second, third, and fourth. But Deb still has a good opportunity here to make her 2.
What happens there for Patty is it makes it a little more difficult for her to stop them from getting 2.
Yeah, we can't do anything on the center.
She can get that.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this.
Yeah, I mean, even if you jam it, it's not the worst thing in the world either.
So like 10 and a half?
Yeah, yep.
So they're going to opt for a control weight hit. And they're going to opt to hit this one because they can't freeze to it and get shot. So they're going to hit it. They're going to play a control weight hit. They don't mind if they get the double. It's not going to leave a double for Patty. One thing Patty's going to have here is by her playing a hit, Patty's going to have a hit and roll to make hit and roll behind the rocks in the 4 foot and make Deb's deuce maybe a little more difficult. Deb can't afford to roll because if she rolls, she's going to give Patty the in-turn double.
Right. They talked a little bit about, well, we could draw under, but that would leave sort of a run back, a double, straight back run back double to cut them down.
Important to get shot, right?
Yeah, you want to be second shot here. This has got to curl up, get there. And it isn't. So now Lank has a chance to hit shot stone. If she hits and sticks right there, it's going to force McCormick to 1.
So
it's a tiny little mistake there by McCormick, not rolling in or hitting nose. Leaves Patty with this opportunity to get out of this end with minimal damage.
what was our what was our rock count? So Patty is now 2 and 3, or is she 2 and 4?
Oh, I don't.
So
yeah. So right now she's
2 and
I think 2 and 4. That would be what I would say. So
yeah.
she's going to wind up. Hopefully for her, she winds up being 1 and 2 and 4 at the end of this.
She's got to stick around.
Yeah.
They're on it.
The other one was higher, I
They're on and they're off it.
Oh boy, this is
And
got
they
a curl.
Yeah, good sweep call there by Marine Stolt. Well, Deb does have an opportunity to make a double for
Not
2.
looking at it.
And she's not even looking at it.
Yeah, that rolled actually into a spot where a double was possible. If they had nosed it, the double wouldn't have been there. But they're not really looking at it. Well, I wouldn't say that. Courtney's looking at it now, but didn't say anything. They've made their decision.
Yeah. The one thing about the double there is if you hit it a little thick, you're still going to roll in and get your 1.
Yeah.
And if you hit it, I mean, it's a pretty natural double, but Deb's electing to take her 1. She realized that she had a misexecution on her first one. She's taking her medicine, and she's just going to take her 1 and go to the next end.
So there'll be a new game plan to get back in this game. It's steal, steal, steal. So long as this is executed into the full 8-foot.
Looks like they're pounding it pretty hard here, and they're going to have to go on this.
Hard, 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 hard.
They're going to have to go hard. Looks like they're going to come up short.
Oh boy.
And give up a steal at 2.
Yeah. So Lank has now got a 7-2 lead. They're checking out third stone. I don't know if it makes that much difference at this point, but
it's 2 for sure.
yeah, it's definitely 2.
That puts it at 7-2. If it's 3, it's 8-2.
Yeah, we can definitely swing her around. So, yep, that one's out. These 2 are out.
So we're gonna measure for 3, and
Numbers on our sheet.
gives us a chance to give you some score updates around the rink. Anderson Christensen has now taken a 5-2 lead over Jordan Moulton. Steal, steal, steal in 5, 6, and 7 for Anderson, and that's how they got to that point. It's 5-2 Sormanen over Michai. Sormanen gets 2 in the 7th, gives up 1 in the 8th, now has hammer in the 9th. And over here on sheet A, Nina Roth, 5-2, playing the 9th.
I think that from our vantage point, it looks like the yellow, as Joe called it right from the get-go.
Yeah, we'll see. I have a horrible record on these, so.
So I missed it because I haven't seen as many of the women's draws, but we get a new lineup for the Christensen team.
Yeah, the last couple of games, after the first game, they made a switch between the Vice and the Skip. So Sarah Anderson is now skipping the team, and I believe the plan was to have her skip through this game and then reassess. We'll see what happens after this game. But they've had some success since the switch, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if they kept this lineup for a little while.
It's not flashing at all.
Yeah, Mackenzie is, and also Mackenzie is leaving, so they'll be replacing her with the 5th.
Tons of travel time on that team this year, and it was, as you can see, it was as predicted, the yellow. So it was 2 points for Lank, but tons of travel team for that junior team this year. They put a lot of time on the road. They leave for the World Championships, I believe, next week, next Wednesday or next Tuesday. So Jenna Haig, the one of the actually the lead on the team, is coming in. She had some school and work stuff she had to do over the weekend, and Mackenzie's going to work tomorrow. So
it's nice to have those 5 person rotations where that's possible. Everybody understands their role, and that's important. So Ethan Myers did, when he was up here in the booth, he had indicated to me, yeah, it's a 3-day turnaround time between this event and World Juniors. That's a really short turnaround time, but
it is. It's a really short turnaround time, but you know the experience these teams, these junior teams, Corey Dropkin and Corey Christensen and Ethan Myers are getting here at the Nationals is so valuable in their development in the game and preparing themselves. Ethan and Corey or Sarah Anderson, Corey Christensen team preparing themselves for the World Championships. This is ice they're going to be playing on just putting themselves in a scenario where they had to play the round robin, and really good to see our junior teams out here competing and playing well. I think it's great to see them in the field. It's a great addition.
We have handshakes over on sheet D as Sormanen has defeated Michai. And the final, I'm not sure, but they must have taken a few there in the ninth to end that game. So we have 3 games still going on. We've got A, which is Roth and Burt. That's what we're showing you here on the picture-in-picture now.
So Roth is Redstones.
Yep.
Burt's hit and delay 2.
Burt has the hammer this end. After that steal we saw where Kate's rock drifted to the back 4-foot last end.
This is the last stone?
Yes. I think this is the last stone. Hit for 2 here for Burt. Get back in this game. They're working this pretty hard. It's curling hard.
Yeah, she underthrew this, and they're going to have a hard time keeping this one in the rings.
Will it stick?
And it is going to hang on.
Just enough.
Just
Burt
enough.
Gets her deuce here in the ninth. Now trails Nina Roth 5-4. We have donuts delivered.
It's not Skylounge, but it's the best we can do.
Oh, nice crew. Pulling double duty. Donuts to the crew. We'll enjoy those after the game.
So score there on that rink is Roth 5, Burt 4.
Yep.
And that's coming to the 10th end, right?
Yeah, and it's a tight game.
It's a must-win for Roth. If you'd say there's ever a must-win on a Monday of a national championship, but they're the point leaders.
Yep.
They're coming in where they got to make the top 3 for sure in order to advance,
right,
based on the system. And they're the number 1 in the points, and they're off to a 1-2 start. So if there's ever been a must-win, it's right now.
And with Sormanen playing so well,
yep,
it's really important for Nina to kind of keep pace, somehow get herself into the playoffs.
And Nina still has to play Erica, and she still has to play Eileen and Corey. So she's got a road in front of her. So winning a couple today, and gaining some confidence for the point leaders is key for them. So that's up 1 with. Good spot to be in coming to 10.
Yep. Yeah, we're looking in here on sheet A, and it is 5-4. Curling zone hasn't quite updated at all just yet. Nina does have the hammer, but they're still working on the score update. That unfortunately, that Burt stone wound up in the rings, but I thought they might have flashed that, but just got a piece. I'm gonna remove it all the way out. Boy, that was close.
A tough spot to be in, down 1 without the hammer and having the first rock sail in the house.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've seen that quite a few times so far this week, and these lead stones are just so critical. These first lead stones in particular. Whether or not you have hammer, but particularly when you do have hammer, you gotta put them in the right spots.
Well, you have to throw your rocks to your sweepers.
Yeah.
You have to utilize, it's a team game, and you gotta throw your rock to your sweepers. So just to look over there on the McCormick Lank sheet, Patty doing just about everything that she needs to be doing. She wants no rocks in play. And looks like there is 1 yellow stone in the back of the rings, and she's throwing a corner guard on it. Patty's fine with giving up 2 at this point. Giving up 2, she's up 3 with the hammer. She's happy to do that. McCormick needs to get 3.
Yeah.
I heard Courtney, I overheard them on the side there when we were listening in, and she said, we have to take 3 and steal 2 to get back in this game.
So Roth tried to play a tick on this Burt center guard, sailed on through the house. So Burt has a chance now. If she wants, she can draw around that stone. She could put up another center guard if she so chose, but I'm going to try to make use of this early. Lonely center guards are really tough, I think. The way that these rocks curl, you have to make a number of successive guards to make anything in any single shot in the house count. So they're going to play a guard here. It came up a bit light. They chose, I think, a plan B. Something that winds up in the center area is pretty good, but Nina has a chance if she wants to peel these out.
I don't think they called that guard.
No, like I said, it was supposed to be a draw around, and it came out light and wide, I think, and they plan beat it.
So Becca Hamilton, if you want anyone throwing a double peel, she's the one you want throwing the double peel. Really good on peel weight shots. She's going to get 1 for sure. Not going to catch the second one, though.
No.
Well, now she's going to call a guard.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Give yourself one more chance here. Obviously, the danger is the double peel kills your chance for the most part, but after you've sailed that first that one into the rings, you really don't have a ton of choices.
If I'm playing Becca, though, she's the one person that I'm going to not want to give a double peel to twice.
Yeah.
But they're coming in the rings on this one.
Yeah, they wanted to be out front. Next time they're in the rings, gonna get it pretty well buried. It's a pretty good stone, pretty good result above the tee line. If you're gonna defend a stone, that's not a bad one to defend. So
I'm starting to think maybe we're not in on their play calling, and they're just they've got some play. They call a guard and they want it in, or they call it in and or they want the guard, and they're just
it's
not.
It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan.
So Becca could actually kill both stones here if executed right here. Run it right back into the ones in the rings.
Pretty close, but I think it's going to overcurl. Oh, no, they got it. What a nice shot. But unfortunately, leaves their stone still out there in front. And does give Kate a chance to come around it again.
Yeah, she hits it an inch on the other side, and she gets rid of all three rocks.
Yeah.
Close. Good shot, though, by Hamilton.
Yep. So meanwhile, in sheet B, McCormick's building something over here. Got one in the back, got a corner guard. And we're trying to come around this, but it's made a pretty severe move. Are they going to get it by? Yep, they get it by.
We're okay. Whoa. All right, nice shot, Deb.
Pretty good stone there.
Pretty good shot by Deb. Leaves one stone left for for Lank.
You know what I think the call has been, and I think we've been sort of wrong about everything. I think she was trying to leave it side by side. To leave, you know, if they're going to make the double, the Roth stone might wind up on the center line. She could have pounded that one into the house, decided not to. That's the only thing I can think of, Phil.
Well, I wouldn't admit on air that we're wrong, but
yeah, well, you know, I don't know. I don't understand Kate's taps. I think Kate plays out of the Milwaukee Curling Club, or at least did for a while. Oh, look at that shot.
Jamie Sinclair, that's a pistol.
And I used to curl out of the Milwaukee Club, and I think I've played against her, you know, years ago. She and her husband.
So Jamie Sinclair, third for the Roth team, makes a double peel and sets up this end pretty good for Roth. They don't need to score, so they don't need rocks in the rings. And so, yeah, back to our sheet B. Patty Lank called the timeout. Pete Stolt, coach of Patty Lank, Marine's husband, is out, and they're talking strategy. From my viewpoint here, it looks like she can see about 3/4 of that yellow stone in the back. Just pick that rock out.
Yeah,
Give her
I
a
agree.
deuce. Might be a split up there. Might be a split on that yellow rock on the left-hand side, but it looks awful tough. I'd give her chances. I'd just peel that back one out, and she can throw any kind of weight she chooses to throw at that shot, basically.
Yeah, and it's Debbie only has one more stone after this, so you hit this. The most you're giving up is 3. Most likely you're going to give up 2. It still winds up being pretty good.
The other shot she has is she can play the draw down to it, but
that sort of looks like what they're doing.
Do.
Sort of brings 3 into play.
Yeah, it actually, at this point in the game, with a slight miscue, it actually brings 4 into play, because if it overcurls and taps that guard,
true.
You want to play with very little risk. But she's going to try to come down to that back one, freeze on that back one.
Yeah, this seems a bit light.
It's
got to get it by that guard. Well, they will. If it's the right weight, they'll get it by.
Yeah, if it's right, she looks like she's going to get by the guard, and it's going to kiss off this one a little bit.
Pretty good result.
Yeah, not a bad result.
Yeah.
Debbie's going to have to make a soft weight hit through the hole.
Well, the question is, will she even try that? She might try to angle her guard in, get 3. Tap it. She can.
Let's hear what they say. If they can get it through the hole.
Probably just all. I think you've got enough room for it.
So they feel like they got enough weight to throw hack weight here, and
if they can punch it through the hole without having to disturb their own, that's going to be a 3. Meanwhile, over on sheet A, Nina, with her second to last stone, playing a hit.
Do you have it all?
Rolls it out.
Just all.
Kate's got nothing to hide behind, so Nina's going to have a straight hit with whatever Kate puts out there to win the game.
yeah, and like we said, fortunately for Nina, she doesn't need to score, so she doesn't need to stick around.
All right.
Deb's throwing this hack weight here.
No line.
No line. It's hanging on the center line at this point. This isn't looking good for the McCormick team.
It's got to curl up a ton.
Yeah.
Not going to do it.
Not going to curl enough, and Patty's going to steal one.
And that, I believe, will be handshakes
8
over there.
to 2. And Lank's rolling at 3 and 1.
So many generous donors from the curling community contributed to ensuring the 2015 USA Curling Nationals were available to you through this web stream. This time I want to recognize a few of the donors who contributed to the program with a gift of $1,000 or more. Thanks to Robert Bridgman, David Flippo, Dean Gemmel, Rich Lepping, Ben Tucker, Russ Lemke, and Bill Peskoff. Thanks again for contributing to this, giving everybody in the world the opportunity to check out this webcast. So we're positioning some cameras, trying to catch whatever action we can over on sheet E, where we've got Christensen leading 5-4 over Moulton in the 9th. So as soon as sheet A is complete, we're going to jump our cameras over to E, catch the conclusion of that game.
Kate Burt coming in on that draw, and Jamie Sinclair's on it, trying to sweep it through the rings. It needs to hang around, and the game is over.
Nina does not have to throw her last stone, and Nina Roth is going to pick up a victory in that must-win game we talked about, 5-4 over Kate Burt, and improve to 2-2. Stay within striking distance of the leaders here at this championship. So we're going to hang the score over here on E. We're going to see the full 10th end. No, 6-4. So Christensen gets her one with hammer. And now they're going to set up. They're up 2 without, coming home.
Team Christensen skipped by Sarah Anderson.
Yep.
Going to be playing awful quick, so I'm guessing, based on all the other sheets being done, even though some of them finished early, that there's a little tight on time. Because they called that shot very quick.
Yeah. So
they're going to bring this into the top of the 4 foot here. So they're up. You can see the scoreboard in the back there says 5-4, and the score is actually 6-4. They scored 1 in the 9th, 6-4. So they're up 2 without the hammer. We're going to see a top 4. Moulton's going to throw a corner guard and see if she can generate a deuce here.
Brian has gone to get the time situation for us. Let's see what he says in my ear. Okay, so looks... Oh my. So both teams have plenty of time here. Anderson Rink has about 5 minutes 45 seconds, and they're just playing one end. So things are moving along, and not a lot of thinking about that throw through. So Lank throws it through, and so now we're
so pretty good call there by Sarah Anderson.
Yeah.
You know, she's got one on the top of the 4 foot. There's no need for her to get any more rocks in play that the Moulton team can utilize. So throw it through and force her to come around this corner here.
Yeah, and then you start thinking about hitting rocks. Joe just rubs that stone.
Just catches a piece of it. We're going to probably see Anderson go after this.
I think she's figuring
she's just going to kill the corner.
Kill the corner. That rock's pretty close to her own right now.
Corner guards are your enemy when other teams trying to score a deuce. So she's going to try to peel this corner guard. Sister's throwing second rocks, correct? Sister Taylor?
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
Throwing second rocks. Mackenzie Lank playing lead, and Corey Christensen playing third. Now I'm guessing we're going to see Moulton throw up and replace a corner guard.
Yeah, I think we talked about how we sometimes have to waste some stones of your opponent. This is one of those situations. Throw a guard, you hope that there's a miss of some sort that leaves a guard for you to be able to draw behind and give you a couple different ways to get your 2. Right now there's just 1, so putting up a guard and maybe inducing a miss, you might get a second chance. This covers it pretty well.
Good shot there by second for the Moulton team is Carly Koenig. Carly took a couple years off. She's a 2 or 3 time junior national champion. She won her first junior national championship back in 2008 when she was 14.
Oh, and there's that miss we talked about. Flashes the guard completely. Now this gives Moulton a chance to come around that guard again. Or she's talking about hitting and rolling. I really love coming around that guard again.
She's playing it through in her mind right now. Does she want to throw the in-turn freeze on her yellow one, or does she want to hit and roll? The key in the hit and the roll is okay, but you have to roll over to the wing if you're going to do this.
Yep, they're going to call timeout and talk it over. We don't have mics over there, and our ice mic is very, very far away, so we won't be able to pick this up.
No there's no coach. Yeah, so there's no coach for this team out there, so they're just going to talk it amongst the team. Jordan Moulton, new to skipping, first nationals she's skipping, and but tons of experience on the team. Sophie Brorson, the lead, was on the U.S. National Championship team last year. She's been a 2 or 3 time junior national champion. And Carly, as we talked about, 2 or 3 time junior national champion. Steph Sambauer played with the Cassie Potter ring for a long time. A lot of experience there, played in the trials. So there's a lot of experience on that team. A lot of front end experience.
Yeah.
Not a lot of back end experience. So they're learning the back end part of the game, and good to see Jordan out there skipping. See what they came up with as a team. If they're going to play the freeze, if they're going to play the hit and roll.
And with that ice, I can't tell which.
Yeah, because we don't know how much it's been curling there, right?
Right, yeah, so it could be either here.
Looks like she's playing the hit and roll.
Yeah,
there.
playing the hit and roll.
As I said, the key here is getting the roll. She doesn't want to sit right there because it's going to give Corey Christensen an opportunity for a double.
Trying to roll away a bit, and sits right there.
Jeez, she missed the sweep call, huh?
Yeah, missed it. I don't know if maybe they were trying to roll under. That little ice, that's possible, but they definitely missed the sweep call if they were trying to roll away.
So the one thing there, if you're going to play the hit, you have to roll to the other side of the rings, because then if they chase you, then you can play the go under for 3.
Right.
You don't want to play the hit and roll under, because hit and rolls are low percentage shots. You make them. The best teams only make them 1 or 3 times. They get the perfect roll. So here comes a double from Christensen. She's going to throw peel weight at this. Coming in pretty hard. This is a pretty bread and butter for Corey Christensen, and she nails it. So Moulton's going to try to play a little freeze here. She's still got a corner guard.
Yep. Still got a corner guard and a way to get in, so going to play a freeze on this.
Yeah, in-turn freeze. If she taps it behind a T-line, it's not that bad either. I'm guessing there's, based on the rocks there, I know we don't have the best angle, but there's probably see about half of that yellow one. So she can tap it behind the T-line or freeze it right on it, and sets her up in a pretty good spot.
Key here is leaving your shooter in place that has to be dealt with.
She got it by the guard. And this isn't bad to get a little hit and roll in. Bounce off.
Not a bad spot. Under the guard. Still left that yellow rock pretty exposed.
Well, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
Anything that doesn't give, at this point, anything that doesn't give the Anderson team a double. She just she can remove 1 stone if they perfectly execute the end. She should be able to get her dues. The Moulton team.
Looking for the peel here. Right off this the whole way. Nicely done.
Yeah. Great shot by Christensen.
So, let's see here. It looks. You gonna freeze to this, I think. Freeze to the pocket.
Is that what she called?
I think. Based on that ice.
Got the freeze to the pocket. She can call a corner guard here. She's a couple options, right?
Yeah. Could be a guard. That ice. She's sort of looking right into that pocket line.
Well, if she could tap that red one up 4 or 5 inches and just leave it right in the pocket, that'd be a great shot.
Great shot. But this is they played the guard here, I guess. The guard in their own stone. Still exposing that yellow stone. It's not bad.
That's a good shot.
Not a bad play at all.
Yeah, that's a good shot. She's got to waste another rock, like we talked about earlier.
Exactly.
Wasting some stones here. Got to throw a peel. It's almost a little late, though. Based on even if she only way would be a nose, that would kind of get her out of this. Even if she hits and rolls to corner guard on the other side, it doesn't benefit the Moulton team at this point.
Yeah, we're on skip stones now here.
So Sarah Anderson Throwing skip stones, looking to remove that red corner guard and make Moulton have to make a decision on what to do next. They're hard on it right away, all the way down. She's a little tight.
Well, that's one way to get it done.
Oh, that's a good shot. Not exactly what she called.
No, not exactly. But now, Jordan has a chance to come around that guard if she so chooses. Get her deuce that way. Either come around the guard or freeze to that stone. Frankly, I think I'd choose the come around.
Yeah, she's got to play the intern, come around there. Freeze are so tough.
Pretty much useless at this point. Nothing to catch. Nothing to catch anything. So
even if she doesn't get shot here, she's still in the game.
Right, exactly. Get it in the rings. Give yourself a chance. Maybe you get left a double.
So Jordan Moulton coming up, going to be showing red stones, throwing the intern. And ideally, she'd keep it in the dead buried in the top of the forefoot, right? Biting the top of the forefoot. That'd be the best spot for her to put this. Doesn't give Sarah Anderson an opportunity to make a freeze. Might force her to play that run back.
Yeah. And it's not a gimme if you put it around there. 6 feet run back. Wouldn't be bad at all.
Here it comes. Starting to cut. Might be slightly heavy.
Maybe peek out the other side, possibly.
I think the line is good on it, but it's back 8.
They're going to call timeout.
And it is shot rock.
Yeah.
It is shot rock.
Yep. It's a real nice shot there by Jordan. Keeping her team in it. John Benton making his way down to the team.
So the discussion here is going to be, do we play the freeze or do we play the tap, Coach? And
so I call timeout. You're walking down. What are you thinking at this point?
I'm probably going to, based on this angle here, it doesn't look like she can see any of the rock, and it's probably over buried. She can just throw an intern draw down there, even if it's in the back of the forefoot. It makes it difficult for Moulton to ever score 2. The last thing you want to do is overthrow this and try to play the tap and give her a free draw for 2. Mm-hmm. So make her throw her last shot. Make her make something. If you throw the draw, even if it stops in the top of the 8-foot, it's not that bad. Mm-hmm. See what, and of course we don't have mics as they mentioned, and it sounds like that's what they're going to do. Just playing the intern draw, and a lot to be said about having to force the other team to make shots. It's no matter if you're playing in a league game or at a high level, you always want to have to make the other team make shots.
So Sarah makes her way down to the hack, ready to go.
She's throwing the yellow stones. She's laying second shot.
Yep. Just wants to come down around that guard.
Another one of those team shots we talked about earlier in the broadcast, where sweepers, it's important they let Corey, the vice skip, know where this rock is. Let her know where it is in the house so they can make sure it gets buried. So they're saying 5, but they're holding off. They're waiting for it for the line, right?
Yeah, hoping to get it buried around that guard, but it's hanging out there. It's got a long way to go.
Yeah, that's got a long ways to come. Well, at this point, they're just going to try to get it on a button. And I don't even know if she got a quarter of it under.
Yeah, it's pretty much a nose hit here for 2.
So, good discussion here between Jordan and Steph. What kind of weight do we want to throw? Where do we know the broom? What's the best way to make this shot? Typically in a spot like this, when a rock's in the back of the house and you got to stick around, you want to throw it a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
So the rock doesn't get as much action and it hangs around. So she's probably going to choose like board weight and come to the nose of it and tap it through the rings.
Give it to her sweepers, let them control that line.
There's so much more of the rock you can hit with board weight and hang around the rings than you can with firm or normal or peel. So Jordan Moulton 1 and 2, looking to take this game to an extra end. Throwing an in-turn takeout. They're sweeping it.
Just keeping it clean.
Keeping it clean, and it looks like she's got a nose hit here. Great shot, Jordan Moulton.
So bonus curling yet again here in the morning. First draw. Welcome to the webcast, Phil. You're getting a call on extra end.
Well, you know, that's we had some bonus curling in our game last night.
Yep, that's right.
So our game went. We're the last ones out there. 11 ends. And Craig, it was Brown against Brady Clark. So updated standings do we have? So Erica's 4-0. Eileen is 3-1. Corey Christensen's sitting at 2-1. Patty Lank is sitting at 3-1. So Patty and Eileen are both 3-1, tied for second. If Corey can pull this game out, she'd be tied for second as well at 3-1. Deb McCormick is 2-2, currently in 5th place, tied for 5th place with Nina Roth. Moulton would join them if she could pull out a win here. Kate Burt 1-3, Kim Wapola 1-3, and Michai 0-4.
Yeah, it's a pretty important game for Jordan. If she can somehow pull this out, she can pull herself even with Deb McCormick, Nina Roth, and can drop Christensen Anderson down to 2-2 also. All be tied for 4th place. So if she wants to keep pace, she's going to have to produce a steal here. And these sweepers seem disinterested with this stone. Hopefully it's not too deep.
Sophie Brorson, lead for the Jordan Moulton team, executing a pretty good guard here.
Yeah, couldn't really sweep that for line. It had plenty of weight, so right off the center line, it's a good position.
I'm guessing we're going to see a tick here by the Anderson team.
Shot we're seeing more and more in high-level curling.
Well, there's a lot of teams out there playing this a lot, and the key to this shot is not overthrowing it. You do not want to. You can make this shot with back 8.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to throw anything more than back 8 to back 12.
And the shot, I think, is played with different intent in an end like this than in an end where you maybe just have hammer in a close game earlier in the game. You know, you maybe could throw this one. You could have thrown this one a hair harder because you don't want to keep your shooter around at all. But there are some times when the rock is maybe a little higher up, and you throw that back 8 weight with the intention of coming out with 2 corner guards. Now this was just to try to move it. Unfortunately, it was thrown a little heavy and moved it off to the boards and had to be replaced. But you could throw that shot with different intent.
Yeah, absolutely. The key is like on ice like this. It's very quick, lively rocks. You don't have to hit much of the rock, so it's almost an easier shot with even the back 12 weight, because then you can peel your corner guard out even if you need to on the next if you stick it around. But a great shot there. Interesting call by Moulton to go in on this and not throw 2 guards.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's just thinking ahead. If they threw the tick on the first, they could try to throw the tick on the second. Maybe they get lucky and it removes it from playing, has to come back again. This has better weight, I think, than that first one did.
Yeah, she's certainly got
better weight.
The
only question is it going to hit it? It doesn't. It will hit the back one.
That's the problem with throwing that rock in the rings.
Yeah, it does. So
that is the problem, because if you throw 2 guards, and she misses that, you've got 2 guards up there.
Yeah, Now they're going to try to come under again.
So
well, now they're asking, should we throw a center guard?
It's typically the best place for that second rock is a farther distance away from the one that's already sitting there. So if you throw a guard, they're going to be closer. It's easier to double. You throw it in the rings, it's harder to double.
Yeah. So an ideal guard placement would sort of be just beyond the hog line there, but they're coming in. Got a great angle for this in-turn draw. See every inch of this up. Oh, I guess they were light. Maybe they were playing a guard and just wound up too deep. They could have maybe swept that in.
It's one of the most critical errors that most teams, or a lot of teams, make, is throwing 2 guards in a situation like that, because it's so easy to double peel them.
Yeah, you want to have some separation, so a shot peel them both out isn't there.
Oh boy!
Unfortunate jam there, but not too bad. Still sitting in the back 12, but
Jordan really wants to.
Yeah,
make the
she
call.
wants to be in there and start guarding. Front ends, like, I'm not sure. I'd love to have another guard out there.
You only need 1 rock to win the game, and you only need 1 guard to win the game.
Right.
She's got the guard. Draw the rock in there. I didn't see what the final call was. I know Jordan wanted to go in.
Yeah, I think she may have convinced him to go in. Well, maybe not. Just standing up there by the cards.
You know, if you
I think they're playing B in this again. Oh, what is this? Right next to it again. Ticked it over.
You know, if you throw it in the open,
yeah.
if it doesn't get around there, and they go and they peel the guard, the worst case scenario is you got a rock in the 4-foot in the open.
Yeah.
And you can guard that rock the rest of the end.
Yeah.
If you get 2 rocks that are close like this and they make a double peel, your end's basically over.
Yeah, you're definitely risking that, putting them that close together. But they went for the single. Oh, they got the side action double.
Yeah, side action double. Great shot by Taylor Anderson. Helps them.
Now you're committed to throwing another guard up there and getting a miss. Then maybe drawing with that last one if you have to around. Maybe biting the top or biting the 4-foot. It's unfortunate placement of those guards kind of led to that.
You know, and at the level that we're playing, we're seeing these teams play, and the amount of double peels that are made, by these ladies are all throwing the rock hard and throwing it good at this level, that they can make those double peels, and they're not going to make a double if they're one's on the guard and one's in the house because of the risk of nose.
Right. Right. So this is a nice tight center line guard. Anderson recognizes the danger here. Just going to peel it out.
Very quick to call. Just get up and throw the free peel.
Yeah, we know what to do here. This is what we've been playing for. Don't want to nose this. It's just fine.
Like to.
I'd love to
pick
hit that one out. Yeah, but not necessary here just yet. Really feel like Anderson's going to be drawing probably to the full 4-foot at the end of this. The way this end is sort of shaping up.
So there's there's a potential to change this end around a little bit. Or sometimes you can see she could throw one in the house, a rock earlier around that corner guard, and force Anderson to peel the corner, and then have the opportunity to lay 3 or 4 in the house, scattered. But with having no center guard, she's got to kind of be creative anyways.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. It's sort of even with the other one. Going to have to peel on the high side.
Good call by Sarah Anderson there. You play the other side and you stick it and you actually make that guard closer to the 4-foot.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's natural to think, oh, I'll kill them both. But I don't think that that would have helped her here.
No, she doesn't need to do it. Just get the single peels. She's in a good spot to win this game.
She's going to kick it this time. No, over the top.
So what's...
So here's that opportunity. Do you come in now? I kind of like that. I kind of like maybe coming in, showing a little leg, so to speak. And then, you know, if she decides to peel the guard, maybe, you know, instead of being edge of the 4 foot, you're more like half 4 foot. And you could guard that stone. And it's not a gimme.
I agree. I'd be going in. I'd be going in around the corner guard, like you said. Show a little leg, give her you know, an inch or a couple inches of it. She's going to probably play it tight, and if she ends up hitting a guard, you throw one on the top of the 8 foot, and all of a sudden, at least she's having to make it difficult. Here, if she throws a guard, she peels it. Where is she going to go into the guard on her last one? Is she going to go on the top of the 8 foot?
Yeah.
One bonus is that guard is blocking the outturn draw into the rings.
Yeah.
So she's going to be forced to play an in-turn draw. Or hit, depending on where the rock's at.
Exactly.
So Carly and Sophie sweeping this, trying to get it even up with that other red one.
I'm taking it beyond. I think they're trying to get a little biter out of this.
And they're just going to walk up and peel it again. Well, one thing for sure is they're going to have to throw the last rock on this. Because red's laying 2, right? So red's laying 2, and they're going to have to. She's going to be thrown against 3. She's going to have to make a shot. Peel for Sarah Anderson. In turn. Just looking to remove this rock from play. Keep the center open, and she does. Well executed by Sarah Anderson, and let's see what Jordan Moulton's going to decide to do now. She's going to go behind the corner.
You know, this is one where I wouldn't mind leaving a little leg either. If you can somehow entice Sarah to throw a hit rather than a draw. You've got those 2 in the back. Maybe you get lucky and there's a rollout. And
leave half a rock.
Yeah,
leave
half a rock.
Bite the 4 foot.
Yep.
Leave half a rock and make her think about it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you dead bury this rock, she doesn't ever have to think about anything. She just puts the broom down, throws the in-turn draw to the rings.
Yep.
If you leave it out a little bit, she's got to think. And anytime someone's got to think, they've got to make a decision, and it complicates it a little bit more.
Yeah, there's always that little question in your mind when you get into the hack. Is this the right thing to do?
So, if I'm Sarah Anderson, I'm thinking about the in-turn draw the whole way right now. As this rock's coming down, I'm thinking about where I'm going to have the broom for the in-turn, and she's basically going to get it in her head. I'm throwing the in-turn draw. I'm just going to make it to win here.
Exactly. Don't worry about where this one winds up.
No, really preparing yourself for that next shot.
So Rushers haven't touched this at all.
Yeah, it looks like she's a little heavy here. Coming down pretty hard and hanging in the open. You're going to be back down on that other red one. Yeah, didn't. Whether that one stayed back there or not is
pretty immaterial. You know, you might have been able to leave it in the back 12 just for an extra set of security, but hopefully you're drawn to the just to touch the 8 foot here. You put it in your sweeper's hands, and should be pretty routine here for Sarah. Looking to improve to 3-1 after the switch of skips 3-0. Looking to make a statement.
Well, these girls are coming in 3rd in points. Young team, lots of talent. See if Sarah Anderson can put this rock away with an in-turn draw to the 4 foot, 8 foot to win this game. It's It's coming down pretty good. They're cleaning it. Good. Looks like it's pretty good here. It's on that back one. At least from my angle, it looks like it's on my back one.
No problem. Never a doubt. Sarah Anderson makes the draw. Wins the game 7-6 in an extra end. That's going to do it from the 8 a.m. draw here at Kalamazoo at Wing Stadium. Thanks, Phil, for jumping on the webcast this morning. I think we're going to catch for a webcast or two a little later in the week.
Yeah, I think we're back tomorrow morning. Pete and I are 10 a.m. game with Christensen team.
Oh, great. So we'll look forward to that. Our next game is at noon, where the team you're coaching, Craig Brown, going to be on the feature sheet playing Brandon Corbett. And we'll be real interested in seeing how Craig does. 3-0, looking to go to 4-0. Corbett Rink looking to rebound after a tough loss last night. We'll see you at noon. For Phil Dropnick and Brian Anderson, this is Joe Calabrese signing off from usacurl.org.